Fuck Stardew Valley.
Fuck's sake. I forgot that we told Sid to go live. So
He put an entire biscuit in his mouth and then said,
sure
yes, we can go live.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome back to... Just open your mouth.
No.
Hello.
Welcome back to High Rollers.
The rules.
I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Welcome to the least professional D&D stream in the world.
Well...
We're pretty solid, man.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we're
we
solid
are.
in our unprofessionalism. At
Yeah.
Hey, listen to my mic. If I move around, it starts crackling.
Stop. Stop. Welcome back. Sid's already complaining. Joining me, we have the full crew. Whichever side we go to. Rhiannon, Trot, Kim,
Hello.
That's
Tom
terrifying.
Hi.
Tom Katie. We're all
Thanks.
here.
Great.
Everyone's here this week.
That was good.
We're back. We had a fun time LARPing last week. I got sick, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
We're back. Loads of stuff's been happening. What's been happening? First of all, sponsors.
Woo.
Tell us about our sponsors, Chris Trot.
This one. Tell us about this one. please.
NordVPN. No,
Okay,
I'll
tell us
you
about that one,
NordVPN
then.
first, because it's not always here. Fun fact: did you know that NordVPN is based in Panama?
Whoa.
You thought it would be in Norway, but it's not. It's in
Wow.
Panama. Why do you think that is?
Because...
Good hats.
It's because, according to Wikipedia, which is what I researched,
Wow.
it's in Panama because it's the country that has no mandatory data retention laws and does not participate in the Five Eyes or 14 Eyes alliances, which means the snooping data.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Nice.
So it's like a net safe.
So does that
Safer.
mean it's safer?
That's right, Tom. And an independent audit by PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is apparently a reputable auditor, has described the company's claims of not logging users' data as accurate. So it doesn't log users' data, which is the big thing. So I watched The Great Hack recently on a streaming service, which I won't name. It's part of the sponsorship. Shouldn't name streaming services, but if you have a streaming service, you can't see The Great Hack. You can use NordVPN to access it.
Right, okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get where you're
Anyway,
going. Yep.
I watched The Great Hack, and it talks about how it's a very dangerous problem that our data has been utilized to manipulate us online. Even if you think you're really savvy online, you're not as savvy as you think, and
Right.
a lot of
So you're
very clever stuff.
So you're telling me I shouldn't fill in all those forms asking for my personal information all the
I
time?
shoot iPhones daily.
You shoot iPhones.
Yeah, you know those adverts where you shoot 3 iPhones and you can win one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that's really bad. And also other stuff where you think, you know, I've locked down my Facebook.
Yeah.
You look at your friends and friends of friends, haven't locked it down, and create a profile of you
Find you
based
through
on
that.
their responses
Wow.
and photos
Friends.
tagged of you.
Trot, how do I stop this from happening?
Whoa!
There we go.
Tom, use NordVPN. It's a great way to protect your trail online. Stop the snooping and stop the propaganda, which actually happens as well.
Really?
Elections, Cambridge
Wow.
Analytica, you know, read about it. It's terrifying.
Read about it.
You've
It's
literally-
the world's awful.
You've really been watching that documentary hard. I mean,
He's got a tinfoil hat
I've
and
watched
everything.
one documentary. This is now my life
I
view.
don't have
But
a
it's
tinfoil
true.
hat,
You've been
but I do have
propagandaed,
this.
mate.
Do you want to just put that around your head? Maybe they won't be able to see your thoughts.
So it's true. Like, there's a lot of stealthy, hidden, scummy stuff going on. So you may as well protect yourself. NordVPN.com. We've got 75% off deal for 3 years.
70.
75.
70.
Yeah. 775. So that's 3/4 of the whole amount for 3 years and an extra month free. NordVPN.com/
70.
It is 70. It says they changed it.
All right, 70%. Right? We made it more expensive because it's a better
70.
service.
It's worth it.
All
It's
right.
worth it.
Please.
It's the links on screen.
Links on screen.
Wow.
Check out NordVPN.
Can you now
D&D
spend?
as well.
Can you now spend 10 minutes talking about D&D Beyond?
Yes. D&D Beyond. I've been watching a documentary recently. No, I haven't really. If you've been looking for an escapism from the fresh hell that is our reality, our world right now,
nice.
then look
Of
no
being
And
further.
this live stream.
Then look no further than the descent into Avernus,
Yeah.
which is a real hell.
Yeah.
It's a campaign
Nice.
for D&D, also available on D&D Beyond. Also, our
Oh, nice.
playthrough will be on twitch.tv/D&D after this.
Yes.
So please
stick
check
around.
that out.
2 hours
There you go,
after
double
this.
plug.
Yeah.
Boom. There's a great article on the front page right now with various in-character reviews of Descent into Avernus, which I thought was really cool.
nice.
So it's got like
Oh my
people that are in the Nine Hells, like saying the shop in so-and-so is really bad. 'cause
I
all they
need
got is
to
positive."
see
Okay.
Alzra's opinion of
That's nice.
Avernus.
Yeah, so I thought D&D Beyond kind of, you can show the passion that they have for D&D in the articles alone,
Yes.
let
Yeah.
alone being the best tool set for the character creation,
Yeah.
world building.
And I think that James Hayek, who does a lot of writing for D&D Beyond, just got
He
engaged.
just got engaged. Congratulations,
You did.
Very nice as well.
James.
So congratulations, James.
So
There you
you can
go.
congratulate him by checking out dndbeyond.com.
Trot, can I make a request for the next sponsors read?
No.
This was, I feel like the NordVPN one is just a bit, I'm feeling a bit depressed.
I'm
I want
sad.
funny next time.
Yeah.
Bring us some good funny.
I'm sorry, but the world is in ruins, Mark, and I need to tell the people.
Funny. That's
But then maybe that's what he was going for because the next bit was about hell and escapism.
Yeah, I get that, but like, I want the funny man to make a funny joke next
Make a
time.
funny.
Dance
funny.
monkey.
That's all you're
Dance
good
monkey.
for.
I'm three-dimensional, Mark.
Are you though?
Dance for me, Jester.
Is he though?
Check out NordVPN.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
More funny.
Sons of
Right.
bitches.
Just bring back
Thank
the
you very
accents.
much. Thank you, Trot.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
our previous
You're
sponsors.
welcome.
our
Thank you,
sponsors.
Nard and D&D Beyond.
Right, other things. Merch store sale.
Yeah.
We are currently trying to clear out a ton of our older merch. It's
Like our
50%
old
off.
designs.
Old designs. It's like old t-shirts. We got
New hats.
badges,
Badges.
dice sets. Loads of stuff is on sale.
Not the dice sets.
Not the dice sets. What am I thinking of?
The plastic
The-
dice is, isn't it?
Calendar and stuff like that.
The calendar,
Loads of stuff.
posters,
Aerois
old
t-shirts, the
pin
badges.
Pin badges.
Basically,
I made it.
all of the stuff that's on sale is for clearance. We're not restocking it. It's not
Ever.
coming back. We are working on some really, really exciting stuff for merch, which means that we're clearing out all of our old stuff
Yes.
in order to make some big changes
Yeah.
and get some awesome new stuff going.
Last
So-
chance to get these things.
Last chance, yeah.
Yes.
It's
They
not
will
gonna be
never
restocked.
be here again.
Store.yogscast.com, 50% off on the sale. You can also use code HIGHROLLERS to get 10% off your full order
the store.
at the store. And if you order over a certain amount on shipping, it's free worldwide shipping as well. So there you go. Then the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm sure there'll be other things, is Reigns the Council. We
Yes.
did a sponsored video which went up on our YouTube channel yesterday.
Oh.
Big thank you, Tommy, for editing and putting that all together.
All right, only blew up my computer.
Yep, it didn't blow up your computer, but
God, it's a fun game, isn't
it's
it?
a really fun game. You should check out the video. Do tell us what you think. Like, watch it. If you like it, tell us, comment, all of that stuff, because the better this video does, the more stuff like that we can do in the future.
Yeah.
So go and check it out. It's really funny. We had a really good time playing it. Craig joined us.
Craigle's in it.
Craigle's in it. The
more
game
if you
itself is available on Kickstarter until October 1st.
Yes.
Check it out. It really is a fun party board.
Very, very,
Really,
very
really
fun.
good
Pretty good.
Uh,
You might
man,
be developers
also-
have hacks and they're
Yeah,
nice.
also Games Night hasn't uploaded in a while, so why not watch some Games Night style content on our channel instead?
Wow, Lewis, I
Sabotage
didn't
marketing.
condone him saying that.
I edit them all anyway, so.
Fired.
Right,
I got one.
there we go. Kim's got one.
Please like and subscribe. Well, actually, subscribe. It is September, meaning subs are half price. That is $2.49. Please subscribe to us on twitch.tv/HighRollersDND. We are so close to unlocking a re-Poggers emote. I've been sitting on this emote for ages.
It's incredible.
So please subscribe on our
Get it
High
up, get it
Rollers
up.
channel.
Rhiannon, can you make it, when it happens, can you make it your Twitter display
Oh,
picture?
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
So it is
100%.
half price for subs right now. That's like nothing. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Please sub.
Please
Thank
sub up.
you for
Sub
your
up. Eat
support.
fresh. Thanks, Subway.
Eat for-
I mean, they're
Not
sponsoring
sponsored by-
September.
We're not.
We're not, but
We're not.
September is sponsored
Yeah.
by them. So if you do get a discounted Subway, eat fresh.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Anything else?
No.
Patreon. All right, let's do the Dun-Duns. The
All right,
Dun-Dun
okay.
is the intro. Dun-Dun.
Dun,
Sid.
dun.
Dun-Dun.
Roll the video for us. please.
Dun-Dun.
Hello, welcome back to High Rollers. Last time on our adventures, the Stormchaser, the airship, sets out from Gusthaven, leaving the Sky City behind in order to pursue new ventures. Captain Lucius, his officers, and a full crew of Beastwalkers, as well as other individuals on board the ship, set a course for Gold Throne, and then on towards the continent of Gisela in pursuit of the City of Glass. The ship travels south across the great sea of broken stars, but along the way, Quill and Lookout spot a settlement of orcs and tritons under attack by foul-looking, fishy humanoids and giant sharks.
Was that Quill and Lookout or Quill and Lookout?
Quill and Lookout.
Okay.
Don't.
Wow, you're the one
Really?
doing the
He
intro.
started already.
Self-burn.
He just said be nice to Tom.
The Stormchaser descends into battle to lend aid, with your sharpshooter Penny striking a terrible blow against the giant shark from the ballistae. This attack, however, draws the attention of the Shahogan priestesses, and 4 of them unleash a salvo of magical energy towards the ship. And we begin mid-combat.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's been 2 weeks, but we literally ended the last session mid-combat.
Oh, damn.
To set the scene, you have a large open expanse of water. You can see that around there are lots of coral shallows and reefs, which would make normal boats accessibility tricky. You would need to know these waters very well. The settlement is built on a series of concentric rings. These huge stone rings supported on massive stone and metal pillars that sort of go inside of each other and build up to a singular platform point. All built from stone. The rings themselves are wide enough to be almost like city streets, and you can see that buildings and things have been built up upon them. There is a docks at the bottom of these stone pillars that has been built, which is currently being attacked by a huge shark. You can see it's mutated, its flesh seems warped and twisted by magic or something, and it's currently going to town, just wrecking boats, destroying the docks, and causing as much destruction as it can. On the docks themselves, you do see a female Triton in gleaming shell-like armor who is attempting to fight off against the shark itself, along with a couple of bodyguards. Around the water itself, there are 4 sharks, hunter sharks, with 2 Sahorgan on its back, basically like riding together, mounted together. One of them appears to be female and is the one who they are all channeling this magical energy up towards the Stormchaser. The others appear to be the riders and are actually controlling these sharks as mounts. The Stormchaser is about 120 feet off the water surface. Penny is in the ballista facing downwards. The rest of you, I believe, were all on the deck itself looking down, either using magic or ranged weapons to assist in the battle. You are apparently, currently 120 feet up in the air. Aerois has brought the ship, the Stormchaser, to a halt above the water as these magical blasts sear up towards the ship itself.
Quick question.
Yes.
The rings that the village is built upon, are there like lines that connect the rings together as well?
There have been handmade ones. It looks like there probably wasn't originally, but little wooden bridges and things like that have been, and rope bridges have been built to connect the two together.
Yeah, but they're definitely,
the group of them
definitely unnatural.
The rings
terrain.
themselves look like an ancient. They look like something from before the Sundering. They look like maybe something from the founding age of Aerois, basically. So pre-Sundering. Something. You don't
The rings increase in height as they get.
Yeah, so it's concentric. So it's like big, large outer ring, inner ring, and then a singular platform in the middle. So it's like 2 sets of rings and then a singular platform.
And I guess we can't see what's in between them.
In between them is just nothing. It's just empty. So the first guiding bolt that is launched, and I believe that they were casting these at
4
high
guiding
level.
bolts. Here we come.
Well, I got 1, didn't I? I know
You
1.
counterspelled 1, didn't you? Yes, that's right. So you counterspelled 1. So 3 of them come launching up. The first one, and they are all targeting the hull of the ship. Now I did give you guys
My precious
stats
hull.
as well. So the first one is a 19 to hit the hull, which I know is a hit. As that one hits, it gives advantage to the next one. Which is going to be not super high, actually. Only an 11 to hit on the second one.
Okay.
And then the last one, which, because it didn't hit, the last one is a normal attack roll, is also a 19. So 2 of them strike the hull.
Okay.
As these are 3rd level, this is, what does Guiding Bolt normally do? 4 or 3d6? I can rely on Tom Hazel to tell me.
4d6 base.
So base, so it goes up to 66 for level 3.
Yeah.
So the first one, Radiant Energy blasts the hull of the Stormchaser for a total of 11, 14, 20 points of damage.
All right.
For both shots.
Is it
That's one spell.
Oh god.
So, sorry?
It's at 280 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes 20 points of damage, which I don't believe is enough to cause a mishap threshold. I think the mishap threshold is 25 on the Stormchaser.
Oh,
So
neat.
so it kind of hits the wooden
25.
side. Yeah, is the mishap threshold. So what's the damage threshold?
15.
15. So if it takes less than 15 damage, it takes no damage.
Oh,
but
wow.
if it deals over 15 damage, it takes the full amount. So it
that's
doesn't take
cool.
5, it takes the full 20. The second guiding bolt, however, launches forward. So the first one strikes against the hull. You hear wood, splinter and crack as this radiant energy slams into it, but not enough to cause any significant damage.
Not enough to pierce.
The second one, however, seems to be a bit more potent. Not massively so. 21 points of radiant damage. Boof, boof, as these two huge kind of bolts slam into the hull of the ship.
Another one goes
you can
wide.
see that Penny is kind of thrown about momentarily in the ballista. She's kind of like rotating it and pulling it down into another firing position.
Oh, is it enough to jolt the actual ship itself as well?
Enough to kind of cause like a slight sort of like woo,
Tremor.
like tremor.
Well, the ship can't be frightened
It cannot be.
No.
Good.
or exhausted.
No.
Or poisoned.
Ayla, so this happens, you are on the deck of the ship, the main deck of the ship. I wish I had a miniature. Unfortunately, the one I wanted to buy wasn't going to arrive in time. Yeah.
Big old
boy.
yeah.
Can someone buy that for us?
I'm gonna,
I think I said in the last one that I was going to tell the crew what to do, like the ones
Okay.
that had bows.
yes, you can do that. So I believe that there are actual specific things.
Yeah.
So you can check the actions for the ship.
I don't have that up.
That's right.
What's the
Somebody does.
You can take aim. You can tell full speed ahead. So take aim as an action. The captain, first mate, or engineer can direct the crew's firing.
I'd say that as a security,
Let's
you
do
can
that.
you can do that as well.
So
Pretty much
aiding
any
one
of
of the
you guys.
ship's weapons. Select one ship weapon within 10 foot of the officer. It gains advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the ship's next turn.
So you could run down to where Penny is on the bottom ballista and basically help her and
Give her advantage.
Yep,
Yeah,
you
I'll
can
do that.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll give Penny advantage.
Okay, so you run down there to do that. Quill.
Man, so there's a lot of mages down there, and I've got guiding bolt too.
So this is the thing. So you're looking down, there are 4 of these priestesses who are riding atop 4 sharks with 4 riders on them.
Yeah.
There is the giant shark assault in the docks, but also looking down, you can see there are other Sahagin out in the village and in the settlement itself.
Yeah, and
there's groups
previously-
of about 4 of them roaming around.
Yeah, Lucius's command was to take out the mages, I think, but the shark also just gobbled down like 7 ships.
Yeah.
So
It's up to you.
I think I just shot one of the mages because of what Lucius said.
what's
I did whatever Lucius said to do.
Penny aiming at? I think Penny shot
Penny
the
shot the
shark.
Shot the shark.
Okay, I'm
She got
going
crit.
Because
to.
the ballista's
Disobeying my orders.
No,
Sure.
she did that before you said
I think
that.
she did that
Yeah.
before you reacted.
Punished them.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think
she actually goes very quick. Aerois and Penny go first, and then Lucius is quite far down. And I believe Aerois said to try and take the shark out.
So, I'm going to not do a guiding bolt. What's the range? What range are we at now?
120 feet.
120 guiding bolt then. I will do a guiding bolt on the shark at level 2. So I'm not using that dice because it's garbage. Bam.
Isn't that one of your level up?
That's his really expensive dice. that
My
you
really
got.
expensive level up dice said bad. Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 is going to hit the giant shark, yeah, for sure.
Nice. 5d6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The giant
5.
shark has been hit quite brutally, but it is still fighting.
8, 12, 15, 21 Damagios.
21.
Which is
Okay,
not...
so this radiant energy strikes down the swarm of feathers, pierce into its hide, and illuminate it in a softer glow, giving the next attack against it advantage.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of is redundant a little bit, but it's the only thing I can do.
Well, unless you target something else.
And that's all I wrote, I believe.
So that's all you're going to do, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think I have any
Okay.
bonus actions or anything.
So after Quill goes, those of you on the top deck can see that in the village itself, there are 2 groups of about 4 Sahagin, and they are basically just grabbing people that they can see and just hacking them down. So quite a few orc, you can see fishermen, craftsfolk and things like that. Maybe a couple of kids are trying to run away and seek shelter behind some of the more warrior types. But some of them are caught and just cut down as these Sahagin are basically slithering through, looking around. They don't appear to be taking prisoners. They are just butchering.
Just a
They're
little genocide.
Just attacking.
Wow.
The ones on the 4 on the sharks in the sea, basically just try and take an evasive maneuver to try and like keep their priestesses safe. So that you can't necessarily draw an easy line to them. They're not standing still. They're basically like swimming around on these sharks, hissing.
Sure.
But they don't take any action themselves because they don't have any weapons that can reach. The sharks are just roaming around, and that's them. So we jump up to Aerois. So Aerois, seeing what do you think Aerois' initial reaction? Would she be worried about these other orcs being attacked? Rhiannon?
I think she would.
It's your character.
Yeah, she probably would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and seeing like having the ship struck, she looks to Lucius like, Captain, we need to do something about those Sahagan in the village, and I can't keep. If we remain stationary, we're just going to be an easy target. Do you want me to move around, get closer?
Yes, I think so.
Right,
That makes
so
sense.
she kind of slams on the power for the airship, and you hear the Ethereum engine begin to hum, and it begins moving. She stays at a lower elevation, so you can still attack.
How much of a response can I give? 6 seconds.
6 seconds, so like not too much.
Steer closer, I can distract at least one group.
Okay, so she basically starts skirting the edges of this settlement, but keeping the ship moving, so it's not just a standing target for them
Are
to
we
blast.
are we going out of range of any of the targets that the crew are hitting?
No, there's
They're just wheeling around.
because they're now also chasing you on these sharks. They're like turning and pointing up, and you can see them almost.
getting close.
They're like, if you've seen the movie Waterworld, the Sahuagin are all on jet skis and they're chasing after you in your cool boat that's flying around. The sharks are basically fantasy jet skis.
But there's also one massive shark.
The crew will try and
Sharks are
take
fantasy jet skis.
the crew will try and take a shot at the mages. They will hit, and I will basically just have them do like a small amount of damage because they're all just firing bows and things like that. So they'll do a small amount of damage to each of the priestesses, basically.
Okay.
We'll have them do like 5 points of damage, like just because they're. But there's lots of them. I'm not going to roll individually. We'll just have it one attack that deals damage to each of the Sahuagin. Penny on the ballistae will kind of crank the giant ballistae around. This giant ballistae, she kind of is like, she'll call up like, "You still want me to shoot those mages, Captain? This thing's kind of hard to hit smaller things."
Focus on the shark.
Okay, and then she like rotates the ballista around and fires a giant bolt into the shark
With advantage.
with advantage.
Double advantage.
There's no such thing as double advantage.
Damn it.
She's going to get a 13, which is just enough to hit it normally. I have also
That's with a +6.
That's with a +6. Yeah, I rolled a 7 as my highest. I've also reduced the damage of the ballista a little bit, so they're now 3d10 rather than 4d10.
Okay.
But she still deals fucking 26 points of damage.
Oh boy.
Another, and she also has one of the Beast Walkers with her. Well, you can choose their name if you want. Helps load in the bolt itself. They crank the thing back, and then Penny takes aim and buds into the
thanks.
side of it.
Sean.
Sean. Noted. 26 points of damage is going to put us to 94.
We got a ton of people to name.
The
It's great.
shark is bleeding profusely. These 2 huge ballista bolts and the scorching from the radiant energy have left it incredibly wounded. But it's in such a frenzy that it's just going to town in a rage. On its turn, it basically turns, and with its 2 giant chomps, you can see this Triton woman, this very well-dressed, pink kind of long hair, shell-like armor, has got a trident, and she's fending it off. Her 2 bodyguards just shomp, shomp, and then their bodies are just ripped in half as this giant shark just tears them to shreds. And you can see her kind of like take a step back, and she begins raising her hand up as if casting a spell.
Damn.
It's in fact her turn. She will launch a series of magical missiles at it. We'll cast it at 2nd level. Oh yeah.
Damn.
9, 13 plus 4, 17 points of damage, which I believe, annoyingly, is going to steal the kill.
I can't complain about that.
Yes, it will.
bodyguard.
We did
So
a ton of damage.
you just
to it.
watch as like this, almost like projectile tridents of magic kind of appear from water and just into the shark, and it just kind of roars and then flops around. It manages to smash a piece of the dock in its death throes
come on.
before it just
With her on it.
begins floating. She probably like leaps to the next one in a kind of Aquaman style, but the giant shark just kind of floats on its side and begins drifting as its blood begins pooling out. The Sahuagin priestesses just begin shrieking, like screaming into the air, this piercing howl. This kind of hissing, howling
Don't like that one bit.
screech. Sentry,
So
you had Moonbeam
I'm
active.
Moonbeam, yeah. Can I move it 60 feet? Are one of the priestesses within 60 feet?
60 feet, what's the radius on it?
It's like 10 feet, I think.
Yeah, 5 foot radius.
5 foot radius, so you can catch one. You
Yeah.
can catch one
Move
shark
the
and its
beam up to
riders.
60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the radius will
radius.
only
It was on the
catch.
pit.
You can basically catch, but you'll catch not just the priestess, the shark she's riding, and her rider. So you catch
Okay.
like one jet ski,
Nice.
one
yeah.
shark ski.
If you move it like over someone else in that same turn.
It doesn't
No,
do damage
it
now.
has
It's
to be
it's
focused
they it's when they
I see.
start their turn basically.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Awesome. I would like to do that, please.
Okay, yep, so you move it over there.
Yeah.
They're going to start their turn, so just do the attack now. So I think it's what,
Okay.
saving throws?
Saving throws, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do the priestess. What kind of saving throw is it?
Con.
Con saving throw.
Yeah.
That is a 17 for the priestess.
Yeah, that's a success.
So that's half damage for her. The Sahuagin is 11,
That's a fail for that one.
and then the shark is a natural 20 with a 22.
Righty.
That is a
Okay.
resilient
Another
shark.
half damage.
So
Nice.
yeah, 2 of them are going to take half damage, and then one's going to take...
Cool. Okay, so we'll do.
Roll those DiMaggio.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. So 8 for the first one.
All right, so just roll 1 damage.
1 damage, yeah.
And then it's just
Okay,
takes
so
the whole.
it's
So it's
just
8 total.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll have this done to A,
And then 4 for the other ones that saved.
Yeah. and then that shark is 8 as well, and then 4 to the others, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Duh. Hang on. Who was it that passed?
I think it was the shark past and the...
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see this kind of radiant beam of energy, like a big column of light just engulfing one of them. They begin hissing and holding up their hands, but they're still standing. Nova, I'm assuming you're not moving or any bonus actions because you're on the deck. of the
Yeah, well, the
ship.
deck, yeah.
Okay, Nova.
Cool. Can I cast Hexblade Curse on one of
What
the
is the
priests?
range?
Oh, actually, it doesn't. Maybe it does say Hexblade Curse 30 feet. So I'm not going to. I would. Can I blast one of the priestesses, the one that I was attacking before? I don't know. You probably don't have it. If not, then.
I didn't actually have any damage recorded for any of them before.
For the...
It wasn't
what?
in my notes for the
Awkward.
priestesses.
I think I definitely hit one.
All right,
One beam.
sure.
I don't know.
Sure, no, I'll deal 7 damage to one, which would be on average for a beam.
Okay. I guess I'll carry
Sorry.
on shooting that one.
I had all the damage for all the others, but I didn't have any damage on any of the priestesses, so...
Maybe
Right,
I missed, but I can't remember.
that's fine. We'll just do 7 damage to one for the previous turn. That's fine.
I will keep blasting.
Okay, blast that one.
Then,
So that's
again.
B.
So
So Moonbeam is on A.
natural 20 on
Nice.
one and a 14 on the other.
14 will hit. So the crit will be 10 plus another D10
10 plus.
for the new...
So one.
Roll
That's the
again.
regular one.
So it deals max damage because it's
Yeah.
a crit, and then you roll another die of damage.
1.
So 11. It means you got higher than
Is
you
that one or
possibly
is
could.
it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the 10 is the double 0.
I mean, it's better than rolling a 1 on a crit and getting 2, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then 5 on the other BMO.
Okay, so then 5 on the other one. Okay. And with that, the second beam, the priestess that you were firing at before, you kind of launch out this ice kind of cold blue beam. It pierces through, and you just watch as she just slumps into the water, just falls off the back of the shark dead, as the beam just pierces through her chest.
Nice.
So that is
Yay, I
B,
murdered
Priestess
someone!
B dead. Lucius. So the ship is basically moved in, so you're kind of careening around the side of the
Are we
village.
drifting and tilting?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely got a tilt to it because
Nice.
she's keeping it so that she's kind of following the curve.
Nice. Of what have we got left? Looking down.
Well,
Two
you can
groups
see.
that are attacking villages.
So you've got 2 groups of Sahuagin attacking the actual villages, completely
Mages.
undisturbed. There are now 3 priestesses and then 4 kind of sharks with Sahuagin on them.
I'll tell the wolf people,
The crew.
the crew,
The wolf pack.
And Sean.
Wolfpack,
Yep.
not you guys, the wolf pack, to focus on the fishy people.
In the village or on the sea? The ones riding sharks or the ones in the village?
Say fishy people.
Probably.
Yes.
Most likely.
Slightly non-PC.
Yep.
Focus on the fishy people that's about to have a weird pattern in front of them.
Okay. All right.
I'll cast hypnotic pattern
Okay.
at one of the groups.
One of the
that's
groups in the village, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And
Save the villagers, attack this group, and then
Okay.
I'll.
What kind of saving throw?
It's a concentration. No, it's a
Probably is a
wisdom.
concentration. Wisdom saving throw. All right. First one, so there's 4 of them, is a 16.
Pass.
It's 8 for the next.
Fail.
16.
Pass.
And then a 17.
Pass.
Fucking hell, I'm rolling like a beast. So one of the group just kind of falls like
Charmed.
and just stops dead in their tracks.
Incapacitated.
The other ones, you can tell that they don't like the light. They're kind of like holding up these webbed, gross, slimy hands, like and hissing at it, but they're not charmed by the effect itself.
Cool.
Okay, done.
That's all I can do.
Okay.
But I've charmed one of them.
You've charmed one of them, and you've clearly identified to the crew which one you
Attack
want them to attack. Yeah. The priestesses, the 3 remaining, will They will. One of those is dead. The shark is dead. They can't do anything about that now. They will probably do a very similar thing to what they did before and try and damage the ship itself. They do have enough slots. So yeah, the 3 remaining will guiding bolt at the ship itself. 3 of them launch up.
Another 3.
Another 3. Mm-hmm. Okay. First one.
Oh, you're waiting for a counter spell.
I gave you time.
I would like to counterspell, please.
Okay. So your reaction.
Yeah,
You've
so that's
had
what's
your
in the
turn,
slot
so
of
you
room.
get your reaction back. Yep. So you counterspell 1, so there's only 2 left. So 2 of these bolts come shooting up. The first one is going to be a 15 to hit the hull.
Threshold's at 15. So
What's the AC?
14.
Okay, so the first one still hits, and then the second one with advantage is a natural 20.
Wow.
Ooh, might be on the mishap table on this one.
Oh, but you can't wait, Tom.
I cannot wait. It's like an injury table, but for boats.
Our only boat.
So
Ship.
the
I
first,
like the way that
the
you are.
first one. This is a lot of damage coming in. 10, 11, 27. That's going to be a 28 points of damage.
Oh, it's going to be a double mishap. I love this.
So let me just get the mishap table up here.
I've got it here if you want.
That's all right. I've got it too. Don't worry.
Oh, actually, that was 10% of our health.
Okay, that is a minor hull breach. So this first, that was not the crit, by the way. That was
know.
the first guiding bolt. The first guiding bolt hits the side of the
gonna punch
ship,
you.
and it tears a hole as parts of like planks and wood begin spilling out into the water as this giant gouging hole is left. It reduces the AC, the ship's AC by 2 until it is repaired, and it can be repaired with a DC
With
13.
now 12.
Looking at me. No pressure.
DC 13, what?
Repair check, which can be done in a multiple way.
By officers or crew? Or
Engineer would primarily be the person.
Hey-yo!
You can order the crew to do it. The crew can do it. They're just not proficient. They're not very good at it.
I just slapped them away as well, like, no!
Right.
you don't know what you're
What's the
doing.
max on 66?
36.
36 plus. That's really lucky. I rolled garbage.
Yeah.
This dice. Yeah, real bad fucking dice.
But 36 minimum, though.
5,
That's still
10.
pretty spooky.
So it's going up to 46.
I'm very scared. Also happy.
36 plus 10, 46, 50, 53 points of damage.
Wow. We're on
You
178.
can restore hit points to the ship as well, by the way.
Oh,
You can restore
Yeah.
hit points to the hull.
Let's give it a potion.
Yeah, guess what Nova's
was that
gonna be
literally
doing?
with like a healing word or?
No, it has
With
to be
an
like
engineer
physically repairing.
Right, okay.
Multiple
Engineer
officers
word.
can do it, but it just it takes an action to do a repair.
What's the other damage?
So the mishap is a a major hull breach. So what happens is that first hole, the second priestess launches up, and as she curls her twisted webbed hands, raises a curved, wicked sacrificial dagger, and you just watch as the sea begins churning all around her, and this dark red energy begins filling her body as she launches up this dark red claw-like energy, and it just grabs into the hull and gouges away at it. The damage threshold is reduced by 10. And also, 3 members of the crew are injured.
Oh.
I've got
So
possible
3.
4.
So it will be the Beast
Can you stop
Walkers.
rolling so high?
The Beast Walkers. So 3 of the Beast Walkers are like thrown to the floor, bleeding from like shrapnel, and they're injured.
It's okay, we've got doctor.
My wolf boys.
That's very. It's the fact
have
you have
a
Yeah,
doctor
they
as well.
didn't die, so that's
Yes. So injury. So we'll talk about the mechanics as it comes up, but they are injured.
right.
I need
Cool. Okay.
So that's the priestess's Ayla.
Fun.
I think at this point, like Aerois is like calling out, like, we need to do something about them. Somebody needs to get down and engage them if they keep firing at us.
I can help her get
How
down there.
far away are we from the
The sea.
side of the...
Oh, onto the
Village.
village itself, like, let's say for cool effect, 20 feet. Like Aerois is keeping like a cool 20 feet gap between
I was gonna-
the
yeah,
buildings.
Can I grab like a piece of rope on the side and like swing onto the island?
Absolutely can. Absolutely can.
Help.
Can
Yes.
I will rage before doing it.
Because you want advantage.
Yes, I do.
So
Yes,
you
I
kind
do.
of watch as the lightning begins crackling up and down your body. I keep forgetting to give you guys stats for Ghost Sneak as well. But yeah, you
daytime.
basically
Yeah, check.
you run over the side, grab a thing, make an athletics check, Ayla. With advantage because you are raging.
24?
Okay, yeah. And what are you aiming for? Are you just trying to get onto the village itself where there are these other groups?
Can
or-
I try
Yeah.
and swing with my feet out at one of the bad dudes in the village and try and knock him into
Well, there's
the water
one which
off
is
one of
just
the...
stood there in front of this pattern that Lucius has conjured, and he's just not moving. He's just.
Can
Oh,
I
he's asking for a booting.
can I boot him off the side?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeet.
Let me make a strength saving throw with disadvantage for him. Yep, that was a 4. So you just come swinging in, and it's quite a wide platform. It's like a city street wide, but you kind of swing in, let go of the rope, and use the momentum of flying through the air as you basically flying kick him in the side of the face.
Nice.
What's your unarmed strike damage?
It is 5, but I'm raging, so
So 7. So you just kill him. Like you kick him so hard, he flies into the side of like an orc shop, and you just hear his back snap as he's
Nice.
and then the body just slams to the ground.
Nice.
That'll do it.
And you are now stood. 3 of them are looking at you, but they're 3 active ones. They're kind of like.
Is that my full action? Or do I
Yes,
have
that's your
one hit?
movement. I guess that's your
That's my
movement.
movement, isn't
yeah,
it?
I guess so. Yeah. So yeah, you just land amongst
Can
them.
I hit the next?
Yeah, you've got 2 attacks. You can make your attacks. That was your
Whacking.
movement. Because if you'd failed that rope swing, you would have been in the drink.
Yeah.
16 to hit. So 1 hits.
Yep. These ones don't look as sturdy as the ones on the sea.
12 damage with the hammer.
Bam! The hammer just instantly just knocks one to the ground, and you hear a squelching sound as his body crumples under the weight of it.
Lovely.
Nice.
Lightning blast as a bonus.
Yes, please. My aura is 10 feet, so it can still hit the dude next to that.
He does pass.
So 3 half to 1.
Okay, that does injure him, but not enough to kill him. As he's blasted with lightning. Yeah. Quill.
So we're how far away from just anything?
I mean, basically, you're within 120 feet of anything on the sea, and 20 feet to the side of the village, yeah.
Sure. Okay, could I do...
And the 3 priestesses are still, like, pointing up, and you can see they're probably trying to channel enough energy to cast.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to have to keep focusing them.
I feel like a cool pirate.
Because I was.
That's what you were born to be.
A cool pirate.
Fucking Storm Herald.
I had an entire move planned, and then he jumped off the ship. I'm going
Don't have
to...
time? Don't have time?
I'm going to, second level guiding bolt again, one of the priestesses.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, they need to go.
Boom!
Oh, Tom, that dice.
Natural 1.
Yeah, that hits Gusthaven.
Sadly, the flurry of feathers kind of impact around, but the Sahorgan who's driving the
Arthur's
shark
dead.
just weaves to the side
It
as like
hits Moonstar.
Nice.
the
Lucius's
feathers
last
just
sister.
splash into the ground as the shark weaves to and fro.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's my turn.
Cool.
I can't bonus action anything, I guess.
Okay. The Sahagin riders are basically just keeping their priestesses on the thing. The one that lost their priestess just goes underwater and doesn't reappear.
Yeah.
You run.
Yeah, pretty much. Right.
Interesting.
3 Sahagin on basically the ones around Ayla now. 3 of them
So
are
not
around.
2 left because I killed them.
Oh, that's true too. Sorry, yes, you are correct. They will launch at you with a flurry of a spear and claws and teeth. These creatures, when you look at them up close, from a distance, they might look humanoid, but you can see that they've got this kind of blue, rubbery skin, bald heads, these big, bulging black eyes, and these enormous, like, elongated jaws filled with razor-sharp, shark-like teeth. And they have this kind of almost sharky appearance to their skin, but they're like walking on 2 legs. You can see gills, webbed hands. They're gross.
They're gross.
Thank you.
First one is a 16.
Nope.
The spear goes wide. It will attempt to bite you and fail with a natural 1. The next one is a 15 with its spear. And a bite is a 21. Oh, wow. 3 points of damage.
He got you with his combat teeth.
2.
Half the 1, because you're raging.
Because I'm raging.
It is piercing, so it's
Wearing a
half.
loincloth.
Cool.
Not bad.
Share with the team.
Huh? Well, you're looking at a picture of a Swahol again.
Haugen.
I'm appreciative of his loincloth.
Mine are slightly different, but yeah. They're more shark-like.
That's nice of him.
More
Wears
shark,
some
more
clothes.
grey and blue.
More sharky.
Very-
Yeah, more
very
sharky.
nice.
Are our ones wearing clothes?
They have like, yeah, probably made from like tattered sails from ships that they've ransacked, like rope and netting, pieces of like
Nice
coral armor.
Net
But
vests.
also, actually, now that you look at them,
Mesh vests.
definitely some of the
Very
priestesses and maybe some of the riders on the sharks.
Yes.
You recognize patches or like pieces of salvaged armor, Court of Shadows armor that you've seen before, like that tight black neoprene kind of leather with the sleek metal. The weapons that they're wielding look to be Court of Shadows weapons.
So they're not like totally outfitted in that. It's like
Not
they've just
completely outfitted. Definitely looks like they've found some and are using it.
Cool. So it's not Court of Shadows Swahol.
The other group, the other group of 4 Sahagin in the village, you can see that they are basically cornering what appears to be a family. But there is this very elderly-looking orc, and you can see he's kind of got this rapier made from some sort of long bone, but he's old, like really grey, and he's kind of
the village
slouched,
elder.
and he's just kind of like waiting. One of the Sahagin launches at him. He just parries it to the side, jabs like a blade in its neck, kicks him off the side. One runs up to him and he sucker punches it in the chest, and he's like fending them off. But you can see that he's slowly being overwhelmed.
but competent.
Guys, we
He's
have to
competent.
save the village elder. We
Yeah.
can't live this down.
All the knowledge.
Right,
Yeah.
Aerois will keep the ship moving, but you can see she's struggling with the amount of damage. She's just like, the ship, it cannot take much more of those magical attacks, Captain. We need to deal with those priestesses. The crew will take aim at the priestesses again. However, some of their shots are going to go wide. They're not going to catch as many of them in the attack. So I'll deal half damage.
Dum dum.
The remaining 3.
That was Sean.
Sean.
It's not Sean. Sean is manning the ballista, of which Penny is now just like...
Wolfing.
She's... what?
Wolfing.
Wolfing.
He's a wolf. He's not manning, he's wolfing.
He's wolfing,
Oh.
it's true.
Nice.
Penny's just like, all right, you sons of fucking fish bastards. And she's like wheeling it around.
Yes.
She's like, all right, Sean, come on, give me another one of those things. And she tries...
Sean.
She takes aim at one of the sharks that the priestess is riding on, because it's a slightly larger target, and she's going to try and fucking annihilate it.
Yes. Go Penny.
so not the one that...
Oh, 14, is that enough to hit
Is that not the one that has got... Oh, the shark.
Yeah,
So not
she's trying to aim at
advantage.
the one that one of the priestesses is riding on.
Yeah.
And she hits
Ghost riding the
Nice.
shark.
for 24 points of damage.
Oh, damn.
Nice. It's Penny and me tonight, baby.
So you watch as like a thing just pierces through. The shark is still swimming, but it is clearly in pain, and it's kind of swerving all over the place as the rider's trying to keep it under control. Let's see if he does. He does not. The shark flips the priestess and the Sahagin off
God.
into the water and just
Nice.
begins panicking, and you can see it probably start swimming away.
Get
the Sahagin,
dunked.
they're fish people. They're
Yeah.
just swimming, but they're now like trying to keep themselves afloat and direct. It's going to be harder for them to fight necessarily. The giant shark is dead. The Triton woman sees all of this, sees the priestesses are annihilating your ship, and she will try and turn her attention towards them. What does Sleet Storm do?
Sleet Storm?
Huh?
Like Jaina.
Is that
That's a Jaina move, isn't it?
Jen?
Jaina versus Priestess!
I've met her now.
Oh.
So what she does is you watch as she raises this beautiful silver trident that she's holding, reaches out her hand, and this kind of beautiful kind of like blue and silver coral armor begins glowing, and you just watch as this column of about, what is this? 20-foot tall cylinder, 40-foot radius. So 80 foot of water just becomes ice. And you just watch as these sharks and priestesses are engulfed in it, and they can no longer move as she just like, as this icy kind of gale sweeps over and freezes the water around them.
I'm
She Elsa
so
them real
aroused.
good.
She did Elsa them well good.
Me too.
I love a powerful woman.
And then she'll actually probably create a kind of like a walkway with the ice, and she just jumps on it and starts running towards the priestesses as well.
I love
Sentry.
being a powerful
Deep
woman.
freeze. Is that his name?
The one
Incredibles?
in the Incredibles.
Frozone.
Frozone.
Honey, where is my super suit?
Amazing.
But yeah, Sentry.
I'm going to ask Lucius. Lucius, I can help
Yes.
the wild dogs, or I can jump down and help. What would be best to do?
Sentry, get down there.
Okay, I'm going to jump down there
Jump down where?
onto
Like I did.
one of the platforms below.
Oh, you want to go onto the ring where Ayla is?
no.
Okay, yep, so you need to make an
please
athletics
work.
check.
I'm going to face
Otherwise, it's
climb.
120 feet down to the ocean.
Just jumping straight
Or
down.
the ice.
Depth charge.
Or the-
Yes!
Okay.
Get down
And
there.
I just fall off the edge.
Oh,
You got your featherfall token.
Yeah, you got featherfall.
it's a
Got
reaction to
featherfall.
use your featherfall token.
I might need it.
So you watch a sentry, Chichun goes to take a running jump, and don't forget this is all happening at once. So it's as you go to take the jump that big hull breach hits, and you're just thrown off like your jump.
Yes.
And you reach out, and you can almost reach the side of the stone village, but your hand just doesn't hit it, and you begin plummeting down.
God.
120 feet very quickly, you just manage to quickly reach up, tap the featherfall token, it crumbles, and suddenly you begin slowing your descent down as you just gently down to the ice thing. You're technically, I think, you descend at a rate of about 30 feet, so you're just floating through the air, like going down. So you're
into a pit she can potentially not get out of.
potentially. Oh no, it's not a pit, it's water.
Right.
It's a water.
Well, I just mean
Yeah,
trying to get
but you're like 90 feet above this icy platform now.
Can she swim?
I think we made the best choice there.
She can
Nova.
Everyone could swim.
Yeah. Hey, so before Ayla
The
jumps,
main thing is, Sentry doesn't need to worry about drown.
She can breathe. Actually, neither do I. I can breathe underwater.
Or me.
Can she swim?
Three of you don't
Scuba
need air.
squad!
Fuck's sake.
before Ayla jumped, I was going to cast Fly on her
Oh well.
and like magic weapon and all this stuff, and then both of you just launch off before I even
Well,
get a
Nova.
turn.
Hey, I did a really
So
cool
glad
thing.
you're
Yeah.
here. Can I fix the hull?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
So,
I've been trying to look it up, but I can't find a
I'd like to
specific
think that you
there is no
tried to
specific
grab the
skill.
rope
So
like
it's,
Ayla
you
did
are.
and just
What are you
missed it.
proficient in tools-wise?
tools.
Tools.
Tools-wise?
As I go.
Writing tools.
Okay, so you're not proficient in carpentry or tinker's tools.
No.
Okay, so it's just D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
D20 plus.
You're intelligent.
I thought you were proficient in carpentry.
Yeah.
Juto is.
Oh yeah, for some reason.
I can build you a
That's the
really
one.
nice
But
wall.
The main thing is
Said it was.
Nova's really good at repairing the engine because that requires
Yeah.
Arcana.
And the engine's fine though, right?
The engine's currently
It's
fine,
just
it's
the
just
hull.
the physical hull.
Okay.
This is where you need people like labourers and crew.
Well, the main thing I'm worried about is because it says if the helm reduced hit points are reduced by half, then the speed goes down.
yeah.
And
The
we're-
helm's not been damaged. So
the-
far
the
it's just the
helm-
hull.
So it's just the hull.
Just the hull. But if the hull is reduced to 0,
Damage.
you get crash. Yeah, you begin crashing. Well, actually, no. I think what I'll probably do is if the hull is reduced to 0, I just start doing damage to the internal systems,
Yeah.
like the engine, the helm, the weapons.
Damage goes
Basically-
inwards.
Fixy fix.
How many priestesses are left though?
3.
But there's a lot of other people.
But they're
Yeah,
now
okay, I'm gonna go
trapped
fix. So D20 plus my int.
Yep.
18 plus
Okay.
2 is 20.
Okay. So, do you want to try and repair the hull breaches, or do you want to try and just restore hit points?
What's the difference?
So, I mean, the hull breach is currently, you have a major hull breach and a minor hull breach. The major hull breach means that your damage threshold is reduced by 10. So it means that if you, like,
get
it's
hit,
easier for you to take damage.
Okay.
The minor hull breach reduces your AC, which obviously means it's, you know, easier to be hit. And then the hull is just, you can restore hit points. You can just restore hit points.
I
hull.
will fix the hull.
Okay. Okay. So if you're going to fix the hull, you have, let's see, one crew.
The breach, yeah.
One crew is with Penny. You had 10 crew, so one crew is with Penny.
Can I ask
You
Helios to
have
help?
3.
Oh yeah, Helios.
You can ask Helios to help. Yeah, yeah. So in that case, let me just work this out because you've got 3 crew on the engines, 3 crew on the sails. That's 6, 7. But then you have 3. So basically, your 3 spare deck hands are currently injured.
Yeah.
And well, I'll do a check in a moment for Grey Lano. But it means that it's just you and Helios trying to repair it. So
Okay.
roll 2d10 plus your intelligence modifier.
So you're repairing the
Breach.
The hull.
major
Yeah.
breach or the minor breach?
No, she's just repairing hull hit points.
Surely,
Are you?
wait.
I thought you said you wanted to restore hit points.
Oh, I
said-
said I wanted to repair the hull. Like,
She
I
meant
thought I
the
said
breach.
the breach.
Right. There's a major hull breach, a minor hull breach, or you can restore hit points.
I don't want a metagame. It's your choice.
I feel like we should major repair because that makes us easier to get more damage.
Okay,
right?
so if you want to do that, then and you rolled a what on your check?
20.
20? Easy. Yeah, you can repair the hull
I
breach.
thought you said you didn't want a metagame, Trot.
Nope,
not.
that's what
Say
you
it,
did.
don't spray it.
You've made a decision.
You made a decision. So you and Helios basically head down to this huge tear, and Helios is basically carrying like timbers.
No, you didn't.
Don't make her feel bad.
I'm not
It's
making you
Kim's
feel
choice.
bad.
I rolled a 20.
It's just Tom being Tom.
The thing is
What are you
would just
doing?
don't try and metagame it because you two don't technically know how any of this stuff works.
No, I don't know how it works.
So you and Helios basically begin
I'm
using
captain.
planks and metal and probably using Gadwin's hammer as like mending.
Oh, yeah.
And Helios is physically doing the labor to like do stuff. You fix the major breach, which means that your damage threshold goes back to normal.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
After Nova, Lucius.
We're okay for hit points.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
no, I know. That was a good move.
Melf's Acid Arrow
Just being a dick.
at level 2, one of the priestesses.
Go for it.
Please.
Melt them up.
Oh, nice.
19 plus a lot.com/kill.
Kill.
Yeah, if it's a ranged spell attack, then
Plus
you hit.
6. Yeah,
Damn it, now we have to
25.
register that URL. 19 plus a lot.com.
So that is, sorry, I'm being real slow.
How can you be so slow with D&D Beyond?
4, 3, 7 points. Oh wait, it's 44. 11. 13 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Dichromancy, level 2. That's other stuff.
God.
How?
It's been 2 weeks.
Ooh!
It's been 2 weeks.
Plus
I was using that as an excuse.
3.
Not really.
5.
We got there. We got there in the end, everyone.
How much damage?
Even
was
I
that?
knew it was going to be fine.
The acid arrow, I mean, it would have burnt the next turn, but that actually kills one of the priestesses. Like this
Nice.
gooey orange, like magic just cascades over, and you begin to see her flesh beginning to melt away, turn to a viscous liquid as it just droops off of her body
Onto
as she
the
just
ice.
collapses. Yeah, onto the ice, and you can see the other Sahagin is pulling himself free. He looks down, and then he just begins like calling out this kind of like, "Yeah, Gascalana, yeah," as it just begins echoing across the
I'm trapped in the ice. Fuck. That's what that means.
Falling slowly.
The other 2 priestesses, 2 of them have died. The giant shark's
I don't
dead.
know where I'm going. I know I'm going down.
Priestess.
What's that?
What range is
They
that?
were all 120 feet. Were you out of range?
That was a 90-foot spell. However, can I use a sorcery point to add 30 feet?
Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, I've got distance spell.
You have
meta
distance,
magic.
but there you go.
cool.
Then absolutely you can do that. There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
Magic.
Well done.
That's so
That's a bit of
clever.
retconning of like, I wasn't in range,
I'm
but I've
telling
made
you
myself
honestly,
in range. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you put, and as you do that, as that strikes, you can see the morale of the other force does crumble away. Now that like half of their priestesses are gone, the giant shark's dead, the other 2 priestesses basically spend their whole turn pulling themselves free from the ice, running to the edges, and then diving into the water. They abandon the sharks, and all of the Sahagin basically begin fleeing.
Good.
The only ones that can't easily get away are the ones currently in the city. But even they begin to make a retreat, making their way towards stairs or ladders, basically running away. You can chase after some of them.
Leave no survivors.
Wow. Being captain's brought something out in you.
Yeah, I think like one of the priestesses will probably spend some time doing a mass cure wounds on herself, her other priestess, and one of the Sahagin with her. Ayla, you get to go before the other Sahagin run away.
Reckless attack.
Yeah, okay, go for it. 2 attacks.
It's a smashing time.
14 plus 8.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Whacking, bashing, smashing.
18 plus 8.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that your minimum damage with raging is enough to kill these guys because these are like lesser Sahagin.
Lesser noobs.
Yeah. I really, it's
16 damage for one and
Yeah.
8 for the other. And then the lightning.
I mean, don't worry about the lightning. I mean, it still goes off. But there was this thing in 4th edition that I really liked called minions, which were basically like enemies that could do a lot of damage, or like, well, you can have lots of them, but they only had 1 HP. And I really like that. So I'm playing around with some ideas where, no, maybe not 1 HP.
They don't have 1 HP, yeah.
But they have much very reduced HP.
They're not smart.
You just basically clobber these other 2 Sahagin around you, and then lightning just bursts out all around you and just annihilates this squad that had been sent down.
Are the family still
squad.
okay?
Well, so you turn around and you can see the elderly orc is still fending them off.
Are they retreating yet?
They look like they are trying to flee, but he's still just holding his own, just trying to protect them. Quill,
Can I
technically, is
move
next to us, too.
towards them?
Yeah, you can
then?
move towards them. Yeah.
Intimidate.
You won't get in range because you
That's
attacked,
fine.
but yeah. Quill.
Captain, what now? Looks like they're all going.
Let's see if the villagers are okay. And repair the hull.
Is there anyone I can see?
From the basement, from the lower deck, you can just hear, I'm giving it all I've got, Captain!
We might need more assistance.
You've been waiting for that, haven't you? Yeah. You got to at least wait for the engine to be damaged.
I know,
Like, that's just hull.
I'm too excited. I'll be saying it again, don't worry. If the precious engine gets hit.
I mean, could I see anyone that's like mega damaged in the village? I guess there's loads of people that are just.
Yeah, if you want to spend some like spell slots, like healing words and stuff like that.
Can I heal any named NPCs?
Sure. You could heal
Three
the.
crew are injured, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So
Seeing the crew.
Yes. So way injuries work is this isn't like injuries like you guys take injuries. With the crew, they can be injured 3 times before they roll on the injury table, and then they have to roll on the injury table. Because an injury on a ship could be like they get like Star Trek style, they get blasted and hit the wall. They have to go to med bay, and then they get treated. A medicine check will basically make them ready, or I think I pulled it like on their feet, or any magical healing of 10 or more will basically put them back on their feet, and you basically have a supply of them. So you have certain systems on the ship, like the engines need at least 3 people. So because Nova was fighting, 3 of the crew were manning the engine. The sails need 3 crew because they're constantly pulling in the sails and adjusting them kind of like on a normal ship.
So how many people do we actually have?
You have 10 crew members.
I see.
Plus you have Aerois. You have
All the
Lancian.
specials, yeah, specials.
Penny.
If we had a full-blown airship, we could see all this happening.
You could.
I really want that. I'm going to buy it.
Some of it, I mean, we were going to go halves on it, so that's fine. We can do that.
How much
but
is it?
some of it it's like 250 quid.
I'll go on that.
That's fine. But the point is some of this stuff won't necessarily be represented by miniatures all the time. Like, it is a little bit of, it's a resource. Your crew, your resource.
Yeah.
And you need to decide how you spend them. So
What
like,
you're saying is we should get a lot of miniatures for a crew.
you can
name them all.
Well, you can hire more crew. You can have up to 10 more crew on the
Gotta
ship.
get a load of wolf minions.
Yes.
Minis.
Yeah.
Can none of them be wearing red, please?
They should all be wearing red.
Red.
No.
Well, 3 of them
Why?
are
Red
currently...
shirts are bad.
Oh.
They are like auto dead.
Any crew that are injured basically go to med bay. They are either taken there or they hobble there. Gray is treating one of them, but if you head down there, you can heal.
I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else I can do as a quartermaster in this situation.
So you can
but
do a medicine check, or you
guess-
can do magical healing.
I'll just do a medicine check.
Okay, sure, go for it.
Like, yeah, bam, burning this dice, 10.
10. 10 is not enough, actually. It's
How do you
DC
think,
50.
if you burn a level up dice, what do you think happens to it? Guess I'm going to find out!
Lots of money comes out.
So what's the deal with these dice?
They're just nice dice, but Tom's roll garbage.
They're all bad, natural 20.
So, you begin helping Greylano retreating, but you do make no immediate progress.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, at this point, all of the Sahorgan are going to run away. Unless you want to, you can make an order to like
Sentry's just still
cut them down. Sentry basically spends about 12 seconds slowly descending.
Here she coming. Oh Lord, she coming.
Oh, she coming.
She coming.
Coming to save you!
But eventually, the Sahorgan flee. You manage to, the crew take their injuries, but over time they'll heal. And we are now out of initiative. Nobody's
Nice.
dramatically injured. The ship, however,
Ship's dramatically injured.
is very badly damaged.
Yeah.
The magical attacks.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's very. I think it's the hull is.
The hull,
178.
the hull, the hull will just take time. So I'm not going to make you spend money.
Oh no, I just mean like after the hull, there's also the internal components.
Yes, none of the internal components have been damaged.
So yeah, it could be a ton worse.
It could be way worse. So the way I'm going to do it is that as long as you have access to a settlement, like this one that you'll buy, and in this case, they're going to actually offer to help you. You're not going to have to spend any money. Repairing the hull is nothing. It's not going to cost you anything. Yeah. If it's a place where they're not friendly to you or they're not, in your debt, it will probably cost about 1 GP per hit point to restore. So, if you want to, if you took 200 points of damage, spend 200 gold, you'll fix the hull.
That's pretty expensive.
It is, but it's like you're paying for you're paying for labor, you're paying for parts, everything else, right? Damage to the engine, the sails, the ballista, or the helm is more expensive to repair.
Sure.
So basically, taking hull damage to be expected. Yeah. Expect to take that if you get into a fight on the ship. Taking damage to the systems is a problem. Yeah. And Kim, I know, has looked at the mishaps, and some of them are pretty bad.
They're a bit scary.
So with mishaps, the way it works is mishaps might damage internal components. So like a mishap might mean that the ballistas get hit and they take damage. They can also cause things like the engine room to go on fire. And I've kept them very limited because I didn't have time to write a lot out. I'm going to add more as I think of them.
Sure, makes sense.
Cool.
But that means, but the thing is, if there's more things to happen, it means that there's less likely the super bad things will happen.
So I like what happens if it's a 1. Engine hit. Make a second attack roll against the engine's AC.
Whoa,
if it
Kim.
hits, the engine takes damage equal to half the damage taken by the hull, and 1d6 of crew are injured.
That sounds like a spoiler to me. I don't want to find out what could happen until it happens.
Okay.
I don't ever want
Same
that
as
to happen.
same as injury checks.
I don't ever want that to happen.
Oh no, it won't.
The ship
Too good.
pulls in. Aerois brings the ship to a stop, just off the side of this outer ring of this village.
Docked.
There is a genuine cheer as the ship pulls up and the Sahorgan flee, and you can see lots of
Sentry right now.
you can
She's
see
still floating.
lots of orcs begin to make their way out of fortified buildings. You can see that most of them had fortified their homes with timber or furniture and things like that. You can see the odd spear kind of retract through a window and things like that as they begin making their way through. As those of you who are on the ship see all of this happening, the crew that are still available basically start working on repairing the hull and any damage. It will take them some time.
Kamara to do that.
Yes, well, Kamara's already just like, all right, come on, let's get this hull fixed up. Make sure we patch those hulls. And then she's basically pulling up free timbers from the stores.
Cool.
The only person, Ayla, you're already on the outer ring as the rest of
Just
them.
like looking over the edge at Sentry.
Well, Sentry, you eventually land on this kind of thick, frozen piece of sea
Nice.
that is slowly probably beginning to diminish as the water runs out.
warming.
But you see this Triton woman, and you can see that she is probably young. She's probably in her very early 20s if she was a human. She has bright pink hair, which is adorned with shells and pieces of kind of not seaweed, but this kind of brightly colored vine. Her armor consists of plates of shell and coral that's been bound by this very ornate leather, almost like a rubbery leather, like a eel skin or a seal skin kind of vibe. But she has her hands and legs are all kind of bare. The armor is very revealing in certain ways. It protects her anatomy, but her arms and legs are very much displayed. It kind of keeps her main vitals protected. Cool. But apart from that, she doesn't wear anything else. It's just armor over bare skin. And she carries this beautiful trident, and she kind of watches you with a smirk as you kind of land. and she kind of walks over and she's like, "Oh, come on, Landwalker, you're not going to last long if this thing starts going. You'll probably sink you.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll come with you. Hi.
Come
Hello.
on. It's all right,
Okay.
don't worry. Thanks for helping, by the way. I think that would have gone pretty badly if you and your ship hadn't turned up."
Oh, no problem. This is our first outing, actually, on our ship, so it was nice to
Oh.
give her a little test, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah. Well, you dealt with that shark all right.
Oh, thank you.
Why is it
Come on.
Korg? Why is it Korg?
I love her.
She basically doesn't quite take your hand, but hurries you along as you watch as the ice begins breaking off. And she's like, "Oh yeah, come on, pick up the pace a bit, come on." And she leads you over to what remains of the docks that she was standing on. The shark begins bobbing away, but she kind of
Good eating on
points
that.
to a ladder that leads up to the outer ring. And she's like, "Oh, that'll take you up to the city. This is something I need to deal with quickly." And then she starts going over to the bodies of her bodyguards, which are basically, most of them have been bitten off or ripped in half. And she just kind of goes over and she closes their eyes and she kind of takes a small necklace or pendant off each one, and then just takes a moment to say goodbye, basically.
Okay.
But then the rest of you, as you, do you all stay on the ship? I know Ayla's off the ship and you were making your way over to the Elder, or what you assume is some sort of Elder. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess.
Tending to the ship, or?
I mean, I'm going to leave.
Depart.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Aerois basically, a gangplank is lowered, which will basically give you, an easy path onto the village itself. Aerois, Kamara, and the crew also all begin basically working to repairs. Helios looks at you, Nova. "I will assist with these repairs.
Thank you, Helios. That would be very appreciated.
I imagine that if this ship breaks, I will not have anywhere to get home."
No, I mean, I imagine you probably wouldn't enjoy walking across the bottom of the ocean.
"Indeed. I will assist with this." And he just turns and heads back. Out of the crew, though, there are two people that don't really know what to do. Howard, the halfling, kind of comes up, and you can see he's got a pot on his head as a helmet, and he's got a frying pan, and he's like, "Hello, didn't know what to do.
Stay on board.
You want me to stay here?
Just make sure everything's okay. Make
Right,
sure.
shall I make a nice lunch?
Yes, everyone's
Alright.
morale was probably quite low after that battle. So
All right. Are we going to use those sharks down there, or can I get some
utilize
crew
them.
Yeah?
Make sure it's okay with the villagers first.
All right, yeah, I will do. All right.
They've been under attack.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Aye, aye.
All right, very good. The other one is Lancian, the very excitable Azamar boy, who's just like, "Hey, Captain, where are you going? What are we? That was exciting, wasn't it? Wow, I can't. Those blasts almost blew us out of the sky."
I need you on a very important mission.
Yep, sure, absolutely, Captain. What is it?
Make sure that anything that's taken from below is brought safely on board and reduce the smell of,
So help Howard.
yes, to help Howard.
All right, absolutely, Captain. Will do.
You need some real brawn and muscle to bring that on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm fit. Me. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Good.
Excellent. All
That's
right.
why we have you on board.
Yeah, no, great. And if I need to, if there's any more of those fish people, I'll blast them with magic.
Well, make sure it is very much the people that attack the village and not the villagers.
Yeah.
Wait, what magic?
Well, I can do magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I didn't know what to do in the fight. I was down with Howard.
well, that's useful to know. Anyway, we might be able to utilize that in the future.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm an Azamar. I've got celestial powers.
Okay. Perfect.
Great.
We'll
Something
do
to
some
consider.
training on board, but let's,
Oh yeah. That sounds great.
for the minute, let's meet the villagers and
Aye, Captain.
diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Perfect.
He gives you a little salute and he heads down. As you depart off into the outer city, Ayla, you're actually approached by the family and this elderly-looking orc. You can see they all dress in a very similar way to most of the other orcs you've seen before. Aerois dresses slightly differently. Aerois definitely has more of a kind of nautical dress to her, whereas most of the other orcs you found have dressed more traditionally. And these are all the same. You can see that they all wear kind of very loose skirts, open shirts, shorts, all kind of emblazoned with these symbols of fish or mountains or the earth and things like that. Very kind of basically drawn kind of symbols. Very, very Maui kind of Polynesian tattoo kind of style. The orcs and the family begin tending to their children, but the elderly one kind of comes up to you, and you can see he's got these long kind of grey dreadlocks. He's got some muscle, but age has clearly robbed him of like the strength that he probably once had. And he kind of looks at you with these kind of crusted, salty, leathery face, and he's like, you did pretty good there, eh? Nice job there.
Thanks.
Thanks for helping me and my people out.
You didn't do so bad yourself. Fending those guys off.
Well, didn't always used to sit around in a village and doing nothing, you know. Us orcs were always out on the sea, so I've had my tangle with a few critters now and then. Like these Sahaugen bastards. What's your name, warrior?
Ayla.
And he kind of like reaches out a hand.
What about yourself?
Yeah, if you take his hand, it's like a really... There's still a firm grip there, despite his age. There's still this kind of like firm, salty, sea dog grip. Joanne Shallow Strider. I'm the Wave Lord of Yama.
Your what?
That was a lot of work.
His name is Joanne Shallow Strider, and he's the Wave Lord of Yama.
Yamalotai. Wave Lord. Sorry, I missed that part.
Wave Lord.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What's the name of the place again? Yama.
Yama.
Oh, that's cool. Wave Lord. I want to be that.
He's like, pretty lucky that you and your ship turned up when you did. Think we would have been food. We would have been chum for the sharks if you'd not come along.
Does this happen frequently?
It's been happening the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Last month or so, these Sahaugen have been getting real aggressive. Probably at this point, like the rest of you make your way over.
Everyone stand to attention if you're near me.
What, everyone, including the people here?
Quill asks as he stood next to you.
Yes.
Really?
I've got to look the part.
I'm probably just like covered in soot and stuff.
He like looks over. He's like, "Are you the captain?"
Yes, Captain Lucius Viren Elwin Aster to service.
He like nods and he
that
like
back to me.
reaches over and he like offers his hand. Like he takes it in a real grip. But it's like he's like, good to meet you, Captain, and he slaps you on
Oh,
on
it's
the
my
arm.
pleasure to meet you
It's
too.
like, you should show more respect for your captain here.
Oh, I do. Yes, Captain. Sorry. Sorry.
It's like, I've just introduced myself to your warrior friend here. My name's Joanne Shallow Strider. I'm the Wave Lord here.
Pleasure to meet you. You seem
Hi,
very,
Captain.
very
Well-
wise.
Oh, thank you. I don't know about wise. I'm old.
What is here?
Well, this is Yamalotai. It's an orc settlement out here in the Broken Star Sea. I want to formally thank you for coming to our rescue. I have some gold that I'm happy to shed your way, and also my people can help you repair your skyboat.
That would be very kind. Obviously,
Of course.
we were taking our maiden's voyage
Yes.
Eh?
across with our new ship. So,
I'm afraid airships are a little beyond me. I'm used to sticking close to the sea, if you know what.
beyond me too.
But
I'm not a fan so far.
sailing's good for the soul, you know. But we'll make sure that our people get to repairing it, so get you back on your way soon. But thank you. I want to properly thank you. Like, would you care for our food or a bit of rest somewhere, a drink maybe?
Well, we have quite the crew. We have at least 10 people on board, maybe
Fine.
more.
I can have food sent to them if you want, or we can bring things for
I
them.
think
to
Howard
to
is
cook.
brewing something up, but maybe some supplies to aid in future
Aye, of course.
rationing would be very useful.
Of course, I'll have my people give you whatever you need in terms of food and timbers, ropes, anything like that you need.
Fantastic.
And like I said, I have some gold I'd like to give you as a thank you. It's only proper that you get reward for sticking your neck out for strangers.
Do you need any help with this? And I'm just going to point my hand at all the blood
Yeah.
and bodies and fish guts.
The sea will take care of them, or we'll take the sharks up for food ourselves. But there is something that perhaps, we'll talk later, but this is becoming a growing problem. The Baroness would like to meet you, no doubt, anyway. Probably Sentry at this point, you've climbed up this long staircase leading up. And then shortly behind you comes this Triton woman. And she looks over and Joanne's like, and he bows quite deeply. Baroness Erin, these are the kind folks that came to our rescue. And she turns and she's just like, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure. Thank you once again. On behalf of His Majesty, I'd like to thank you for your assistance against these Sahaugen. Would you have a moment to speak a little, seeing as you quite kindly came to our aid? There is something I'd like to ask you. You all seem quite competent.
Yes, absolutely.
We're waiting for the
so
ship to be repaired
competent.
anyway.
I definitely feel competent.
Didn't just float out of the sky.
I feel pretty competent right now, guys. Not gonna lie.
This one definitely is a good fighter, Baroness.
Just gonna
This one, yeah.
Kick one of the bodies off the side.
You can kind of, he's like, I wish I hadn't done that. We were going to scavenge what armor and weapons he had, but we'll fetch it, it's fine. I'll send one of the younger ones to walk down and get it. And yeah, she's just, the Triton's like, could we use your residence, please, Wavelord? Of course, I'll come with you. Come, friends, come with me. We'll take you up to the center and the shrine of my where I live, my house. All right.
Okay.
I'm guessing Kumara is just on board.
Kamara. Yeah, the crew are just doing their job.
And
Fixing
Aerois.
stuffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Briar's taking
Yeah.
charge. 'cause
Basically-
you're on the ship.
It's okay.
Yeah, you guys can do what you want.
All right.
Araya and the crew have got this. They are loyal and they're going to do what
Lucius
you
has
expect them
airship anxiety.
to. I know. He's like, I've spent a lot of money on it and I wanted to make sure.
Is it going to be okay? I've got
We all
separation.
have Brookstone anxiety
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. Well, as you guys make your way, you descend across two of these rope bridges leading from the outer ring to a inner ring, which is higher up. And you can see that there are shops, there are market stands, there are inns. Like, this is a settlement. It looks like a trade hub.
It's not actually small.
It's not small, it's quite large. Like, not a huge city, like, you know, probably along the same vein as maybe like Rhodes Hall kind of size.
Okay.
But it's built on these different rings. But at the very center, there is this open-edge shrine to Siaska. That's been built around a statue to Siaska, and you can see it's very, you know, it's ancient. It must be pre-Sundering. But more recently built, a shrine to Zephyr has also been constructed, as well as a small. It's made from wood and a little bit of stone, but it's kind of like freestanding. This little house, like quite a nice sized little home, and you can see that there are all sorts of sailing trinkets that have been attached to it, like an anchor is kind of hanging off one of the wooden beams. You can see that there are fishing nets. There is a wheel actually mounted above the door. All sorts of weapons are arrayed on the inside, and Jawani kind of leads you up into his house, basically. And I think
What's the thickness of these rings?
like a city street, like they're about a city
Damn.
street wide,
Yeah.
and then they have these like rope bridges and like
Cool.
little wooden
So
bridges.
it's quite as substantial.
It's substantial.
So-
It's very
Nice.
substantial. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Yeah, man.
lucky.
I
So
wanna
we're going
loot
to take a
this
break.
guy's house.
We'll be back in 5. See you then.
See you in a bit.
Fucking hell.
Welcome back to High Rollers.
Yeah.
Welcome.
I don't know if we actually managed to take 5-minute breaks or if they're longer, but welcome back.
They're much longer.
Probably longer, yeah.
We joined the party. Sorry, my nose is still a bit snuffly from when I was ill.
More stuffy.
Snuffly. We joined the party as they have arrived in the settlement of Yama, an orc settlement in the Sea of Broken Stars, where they have met with Wave Lord Jawani Shallowstride, as well as Baroness Erin, who I don't think I came up with a surname for. Oh, actually, she would have. She'd be the royal surname, wouldn't she? So she is Baroness Erin. Oh, that's it. Baroness Erin Coralsong. She's not of the royal line.
Coral song.
Coral song.
Nice.
Sweet.
You are
It's all conch.
all conch. You are taken inside to Jawani's personal house. It is not extravagant. It is very simple. It is very pragmatic. There is a table, a few chairs. There is a cooking stove. There are, there is probably a second room where his bed is. But apart from that, there really isn't that much to it. It's very simple. But it's comfortable, and there's a lot of personality here. You can see things like broken oars. You can see half of a harpoon that's been mounted on a plaque. Skulls of sea beasts. There's probably an old treasure chest that would have once been overflowing with gold coins and gemstones, but is now used to house a collection of weird handmade jewellery that's been kind of left out on the side. The room tells 1,000 stories about who this orc is and their life before they came here.
I was literally going to say that.
You
ruined it.
But as you sit down, you see this elderly orc, kind of sits down, invites you all. He pours out a drink of some sort of quite strong-smelling alcoholic spirit into little wooden cups, enough for everybody. The Baroness, still a little bit wet from the spray of the ocean as she was fighting the shark, but seems completely unfazed by this. Her bright pink coralish hair kind of spills around her shoulders. Her coral armor kind of clacks and clatters as she sits down, and she lays the silver trident by her side, and she gestures for you all to sit down as well.
Sure.
Jawani hands Lucius a bag of coins that has a heft to it. A quick an adventurer's glance estimates it to about 300 gold.
Nice.
So
What about a Aarakocran glance?
300 gold?
Very cool.
And he kind of puts that in your hands and
Use
it's
your past vision to see the coins going in.
Yeah.
count.
Eye of the storm.
Oh, this is unnecessary. We don't.
No. Of course, you came to our help. It's the least. You should get your reward.
You have enough to repair your damages.
We are a trade settlement. We have lots of people coming here. And
Oh, why didn't we have more?
Wow.
you are a funny captain. You are very funny. I like it.
I'm only joking.
No, I like a good bit of humor now and then.
You do? Treasurer.
Oh, that's me.
Yes, no.
Hi. I'll just.
Trust you with this?
So I have met your captain and I've met the warrior woman. What about the rest of you? Huh?
Warrior woman.
Warrior woman. I'm Quill. I am the quartermaster of the ship. Again, I think it's worth mentioning, maiden voyage. This is all very new to all of us. It's nice to see, well, I guess a different kind of ship, or the lives that would bring. Especially yours, with 1,000 trophies here.
Yeah, I've lived a long time. And Zephyr has been very kind to me and granted me many adventures.
Wow.
Well,
What about you, quiet little one?
Hi. I'm probably just covered in soot and a little bit glazed, just thinking about the ship. Just. Hi. There's a big hole in the ship.
Yes, there is, little one, but my people will help you take care of it.
I've never fixed anything so big before.
Ah, you must be the bosun.
I'm an engineer?
Perhaps that's the same thing for a sky boat compared to a ship.
Does the captain shout at you why the engine's not working?
We don't have engines on normal boats.
Okay.
But I think that you do the same job. And the Guardian, I must admit I've only seen your kind in ruins, inactive, inoperable, but you are the first one I've met that walks and speaks.
Oh, it's good to meet you. This is very new to me as well. I just jumped off an airship for some reason.
That does not seem very wise.
No.
Brave of you, actually. I'm
It's
quite
very
impressed.
brave.
Yeah, now I think about it, I don't know why I did that, and now it's terrifying.
I'm sure Zephyr would have blessed you for such a reckless but courageous act, I'm certain.
Let's hope so.
Well, I introduced myself before. I'm Giovanni. I'm the Wave Lord here. This is Baroness Erin Coralsong. She is a servant of the great the King Tidesilver's realm. I asked to speak with you because my Yamalotai and several other settlements nearby, we have been having trouble with these creatures that you saw attack us, the Shark Riders, the Sahaugen. They have been... Something has caused them to become agitated in the last month or so. They have become very aggressive.
Erin, the Triton, kind of interrupts. It's like, yes, you may... How much do you know about Tritons, Landwalkers?
To be naive, I was going to ask what you were.
Well, I'm of the Triton people. I'll give you the short version of our history. When the Sundering happened and Artelicus ripped apart Aerois, lots of humans, elves, dwarves, halflings, they were trapped beneath the waves, the great tidal waves that surged across our world. Many of them were dragged down into the depths. Some of us who were courageous, who didn't fear a watery death, were rescued by Zephyr. She blessed us, my great ancestors, I suppose. Gave us the ability to live, breathe underwater. It was the last kind of... she couldn't rescue everyone, limited in her powers as she was, but she did what she could, and she created the Triton people. Specifically, she created our king, the true Silver Line. And from there, we've populated the seas of Aerois. We have a great relationship with the orcs. They call themselves masters of the waves, but really it's my people that live under them. But sadly, Zephyr wasn't the only one to see the plight of those who fell beneath the waves. Zarkira, Callus Starbane's right hand, also sensed the fear, the rage, the anguish of those who were drowning, and offered them a chance to survive. But her gift was not as kind as Zephyr's. She transformed those that took her pact and transformed them into the Sahaugen, creatures like sharks fueled by a thirst for blood, destruction, rage, anguish, and created them. And ever since, the Tritons and the Sahaugen have been at war, warring for the seas of Aerois. Zarkira's forces trying to gain control of it, and the Tritons and the orcs trying to defend it.
So Zarkira had godlike powers as well, if she was able to create an entire race like this.
We're not sure how she did it, but she was as powerful as Callus, and we know that Callus, well, we all know what he did to Siaska. He must have deific ability.
And post-sundering, did Zarkira leave with Callus?
Yes, as the cradle was created, as Siaska's last energy drove Callus away, which I'm sure your Landwalker history tells you.
Mostly from surface-based history.
Zarkira was driven out as well. Her essence or her body was driven back along with Callus's, as were most of his most powerful lieutenants and commanders, the devils, the demons that he brought with him, that sort of thing. But the Sahaugen remained. They stayed where they were, and they've been fighting us ever since. And up until now, they've been like beasts. They've been like sharks. They're just hungry, they're angry. They would attack ships, or they would attack my people or the orcs. But lately, something's been driving them. About a month or so ago, they became organized. More of these priestesses of Zarkira began appearing in their numbers, using magical powers that they didn't have before. They can control creatures like sharks, other things as well, Meros and Aldini, lobster creatures. They've fallen under their command. I was sent here by my Majesty, King Tidesilver, because we lost contact with a settlement not far from here, a place called the Twilight Corals.
I came here to speak with Giovanni to see if he knew anything, and then that was it. We became besieged by the Sahogan. They've been attacking us for days now, and I've been unable to send word to my troops, my garrison. So whatever is happening, I think that there must be a pretty significant base or lair for the Sahogan nearby. And it must be connected to the Twilight Corals somehow. That's why they're so intent on stopping me from communicating.
I was going to ask, did they have a driven purpose?
It seems to be slaughter, but they're intelligent enough to know that they're intelligent enough to stop me being able to get word to my troops. I mean, if I could get word out, I could bring, a significant Triton force here. But until I can do that, I'm afraid that we're at a bit of a mercy. But also, my fear is that if we give them too much time, they're getting smarter. They're using more of these Court of Shadows weapons that they've found. I mean, that giant shark you saw, right? That was created with Court of Shadows magic or technology or something. That's not natural.
Two questions.
Yes.
What the first one is, the armor and the weapons, I'm guessing that's a new development with them getting smarter.
Yes. It looks like that they might use the odd bit, but they'd be using like sharp pieces of, like a primitive using a piece of sharp steel as a spear, They'd get pieces of a Court of Shadows ship and tie it to a stick. Whereas now, some of them have even learned to use the firearms, the weaponry, the rifles, that sort of thing.
Second question, how long ago would you say that they started?
A month or so?
Is it a month?
Mark! Kim
Yes.
asking,
Yes.
was it about a month ago that certain
Yes.
someone popped through a little gate?
Yes, it was.
Man.
Because you spent about 2 weeks in Gusthaven.
We also had another question. When we first met Araya...
Are you asking this in character or
No,
you're asking
out
Mark?
character. I'm asking Mark.
Okay.
When we first met Araya, were we being attacked by Sahogan then as well? Or it was
No.
something?
There's
No, they were lizards.
Lizard folk. Yeah, okay.
Those
They
are
were big old swampy lizards.
Okay, fair enough.
Lucius is giving Nova.
it was probably
Worried
more like 3 weeks, like about 3.5 weeks ago. And at first, it wasn't noticeable. But as the weeks have gone on, they've definitely gotten smarter, more organized. Like somebody is giving them orders or telling them what to do.
Very scary.
Nova's just pulling all the faces, like,
So Nova, I think maybe what we could do with is someone on board is actually of orc kind, and she may know of these settlements. So do you mind finding Orion and bringing her here immediately? Immediately.
Nova.
It's probably the best idea. Araya will help us.
I
Captain's
will
order.
tell in my head, in the
You can use
telepathy-
messenger.
You,
You have
I'll
the
use that and
messenger
just say, don't you dare say a word about Starbane to this woman.
but I feel like we should because they're
No.
attacking. And we're
Are
responsible.
you all right, Ganassi? You seem a little.
I've just gone a little
spooked.
cross-eyed. Like,
The battle. It's our maiden voyage.
Ah, right.
Nova,
Well, what I wanted
it
to
never
ask
goes well.
was, you all seem pretty competent, and my guards died in the attack. I want to travel to the Twilight Corals, see if I can find out what's going on, but I don't want to travel on my own.
it's probably going to be really dangerous.
Probably, yeah. The Sahorgan are out there, but if we can find out how they're being so organized, what they're up to, if we can put a stop to it, my worry is that if this is left unchecked, it just won't be settlements like Yamalotai that are attacked. They'll wipe this place out. Then they'll move on to shores. They'll move on to settlements nearby. They'll start attacking ships.
Oh, God.
It needs to be dealt with.
I believe as a crew, we are more than happy to assist in this situation, considering it lines up closely with our objectives, does it
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're
What are
more
your objectives?
to help people
Oh, right.
in dangerous situations
Well,
like this.
I'd be more than happy if you can help me. If you can help me do this, His Majesty, I'm almost certain, will provide a hefty reward. Our duty is to protect the seas from the forces of the Court of Shadows and the Remnant. If you help me in this, I will make sure that you receive an adequate payment. We have relics, magical, artifacts. We have gold, jewels.
We can discuss the rewards.
Of course.
Where does
You're not
Tide Silver, where does he actually reside?
Reside.
Well, live.
Well, he lives in the palace, the Tide Silver Palace, which is quite far from here. It's Closer to your landwater continents confuse me sometimes. It's far to the west of here,
Right.
but the ocean is his domain.
Sure. I mean,
All
we
of
can
the
save some time. Do you have any maps? I think the only maps I managed to get in Gusthaven was of...
She smiles. Parchment doesn't tend to do very well underwater, my little bird friend.
Maybe the
Very
orcs
good
have
point.
maps, at least.
Giovanni's like, we have maps of, but it not be that different from the maps you kind of have.
Oh, okay.
We do have contact with the Baroness's people, but they come and go as they please. You know, they can swim freely, so we don't tend to keep track of their settlements. They move them quite frequently.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's the nature of the seas. Sometimes currents change and we need to move things, so.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Of course, Guardian.
I'm trying to find my home. Have you seen any sunken cities, sunken settlements?
The Trident people know of all those kind of places, yes.
Oh,
Yes, I'm sure that we can help you find if you're looking for something like that. We know all
Yes.
the old ruins of the old world.
So do you know Solvin?
Of course we know Solvin, yes.
Have you seen it?
Well, that's where King Tidesilver the palace is built.
Convenient.
Of
Okay.
course. King Tidesilver, sadly, Solvin is nothing more than a ruin under the waves, but the Triton people have reused it. We've made it into our city.
I'd very much like to see it at
Of course,
some point.
I'm sure that that's something that we can arrange, most certainly.
Wow.
We still have relics of Solvin, many of them around. People
Do
find.
you?
Yes, I think that there's a salvager here in Yamalotai that has a few things from the Court of Shadows and Solvin and Pre-Sundering.
Will! As if Siaska blessed us specifically to meet.
That's a good point, actually. What is this place? I know the village, but what is it actually built on?
Sadly, we don't know. We found it, myself and the Coral Wheel. That was my fleet back in the day. We found it decades ago. It was a ruin, but we've looked into it and, well, we can't find out what it used to be. We know that the shrine to Siaska was still here. That's from Pre-Sundering. But this place would have been atop great mountains. It would have been high up in the air before.
Okay.
We don't know quite what its purpose was. There were no buildings, just the rings, and then the statue at the center.
Okay.
I do know, on quiet nights, when the cradle's bright, the statue, there's something about it for certain. I think this is a very holy place to Siaska.
Interesting. But from long before the Sundering.
Oh yeah, oh yes, most certainly. This is all Founding Age. This was from long ago, perhaps one of the first places built by the Star Queen, by the Star Mother.
Well, it's interesting anyway.
So I'm afraid I'm not much of a scholar myself.
It's fine.
More of a pirate or ex-pirate.
I can tell. I'm like looking at the skulls of stuff.
Would you like to visit our ship?
Of course, most certainly I'd like to. It's been a long time and your strange flying boats are very curious, if a little strange to me.
Will you be coming with us to Triton?
No, I'm afraid
Twilight.
that my days of that are long past. But if you intend on traveling beneath the waves, the least I can do is give you a couple of potions of water breathing. As another
Very
thank you.
kind, thank you.
Nice.
Well, I'd love...
okay.
You don't need it.
No.
No, neither the sentry, but...
Can you just hold your breath or do you just not need to breathe?
Neither do I.
Well, I think we went through this before. It was like unending breath.
But it's if you...
If I,
You can hold the
you
breath.
deemed it last time that if I get hit or something like that,
Yeah. Okay. So they could still be useful to you.
you can hold your breath indefinitely while you're not incapacitated.
Okay.
You can breathe underwater.
Okay.
You don't have a swim speed though. You just
Swim
breathe
speed of 30 feet.
Oh, you also have a swim speed?
Of 30 feet.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking be fine then.
Meanwhile, me and Lucius, we're
Well, at
in
least you
trouble.
guys use
then.
magic.
Yeah.
Sentry's actually Sentry doesn't need to breathe, but fighting underwater is actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swim speed negates it though.
Okay.
Heavy,
But
heavy girl.
cleric spells
Like you.
can let you do some stuff. Might want to have a look at your list of prepared spells.
Okay. I'll do that now. Thank you.
But yes,
I'm sure we'd all adore it if you could regale us of your stories out sea, just to inspire us and maybe give us guidance on how to
I could do that, although... And then the Baroness is like, well, I would very much like to try and move as quickly as possible. My fear is that the longer we leave these Sahagin to their own devices...
Perhaps then as a reward for our return.
That seems very admissible. But I think that it would make sense for your Guardian to visit perhaps the Salvager here, make sure that your crew and everything is prepared.
Absolutely.
I will prepare myself.
How many of your crew do you need on board?
Are you talking to the Triton?
The Baroness.
The Baroness? She's like, I'm afraid that my guards are now dead. It is just myself. And there is no crew. We will be swimming to the Twilight Corals. We could take your ship there, but then we will need to go under the water.
I didn't bring my swimsuit.
I suggest you find one, perhaps.
Right. Is it cold?
We shouldn't be going down deep enough for the cold to bother you, no.
Right.
Not that far down, anyway.
Should have got my swimmies.
Okay.
Very well.
Right.
Yeah.
How long until the ship is fully repaired anyway?
Oh, looking at that damage that you took, it's probably going to take a little while. We can definitely help you patch up the major holes, but there's quite sustainable damage. You're probably thinking about a day.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll give us time
Day
to
or
check
more,
out
perhaps.
Solvent relics and the rest of this village.
Well, you could always. Your boat flies. You've got the special sails in your boat, right?
Yes.
Well, then the hull. It's only if you get attacked that you would need to worry again. But you could probably sail. You could probably sail with your boat as is and just repair it on the way.
It's just a bit breezy.
Aye.
Breezy. Yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah. Well, yes.
How far away is this place anyway?
The Twilight Corals is perhaps a few miles from here.
Okay.
We were going to swim a few miles.
Oh, yes. Do you not walk a few miles from time to time?
Yes, but I've never swum that far.
Ah, that's true. My apologies. I'm still not quite used to how you do things. I also keep forgetting that I've got an accent.
Yeah.
But never mind.
There it is.
But yes, we'll take your airship to the rough area, and then we'll need to swim to the Twilight Corals themselves. But come on, let's go and meet the Salvager.
Sounds good.
He's an odd fellow. He's one of my people. Bit of an odd one though. Bit of an outcast.
Oh, that's fine.
So Baroness Erin leads you out. Giovanni basically will come with you, but you can see he stops on the way to chat to locals who are asking, like, is everything okay, Giovanni? He's like, it's going to be fine. Like, we're going to deal with it. Don't worry. These people are helping and stuff like that. And he kind of does the role of like a mayor who's like checking in with everybody and makes sure that everybody's okay and asks if they need anything. You know, you can see he's quite a kindly fellow. As you make your way through, you head towards the inner ring. So you head from the central pillar and you pass this giant statue of Siaska. You head to the inner ring, they call it. And they lead you to, it's basically like a little wooden shack. And then there is this kind of like rug, this filthy, old, decrepit rug, upon which have been laid these bizarre, strange, pre-sundering artifacts. A lot of it appears to be weapons and armor. You don't think anything particularly special, but it's quite clearly like Starborn Alliance plate mail that's been polished and repaired and has been laid out. You can see Court of Shadows, like the leather suits, one of those in its entirety. Some of it seems to have been repaired, but it's out there. It doesn't look magical, it just looks different, cool. And alien.
It looks cool.
But what you do see is stood kind of nervously clutching like plated fingers and like looking around is a figure bedecked in a full suit of shell and coral plate armor. It's like different shells that have been molded and fixed together. Joins of like eel skin have been made. It's like a diving suit, but made from shells and complete with a giant round helm with just a tiny slit for the eyes. It looks like a big onion head with this long, thin slit around it. And you can see this kind of figure and kind of speaking a bit muffled coming from inside. Hello, anybody looking for relics? Lentz's relics, ready for anyone? Hello? As he's calling out, and you can see the orcs kind of like go over and they thumb through a few things and they pick up like little knives and then put them back, or some of them maybe trade a few coins and he goes on.
I was going to ask, the people that we can see around, are they all like, they don't live here, but like, are there also other ships that like
They're
docked
not
here?
not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
A lot of debris.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look like this place looks like it is a trading hub, but there is no trade happening right now.
Sure. So this guy is just.
This guy is still just trying, and you can see that he's kind of like he's flopping around and he's kind of like looks a bit weird, and you can see water is like dripping off him. He probably like dives in the water every few hours, and then he comes back up, and he sees you all, and he's like, "Oh, Baroness," and he bows really deeply. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much for coming to my little salvage shop here. Hello, travellers. Welcome to Lentz's Relics. How can I help you today?"
Hello.
Hello! Oh, Guardian! Wowzers! And he's just like, and he like, tunk, 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 and he comes over and he's like, check you! Look at you! Oh, you're fully functioning as well. Is that your matrix?
That is, yeah.
Oh, wowzers! Oh, crikey, that's real good, that.
So
Thank you.
sorry, podcast listeners.
Oh, what are you talking about? I'm losing the voice.
This is fine.
Show him Echo. Oh yeah, and I can do this. And I summon Echo.
In its normal form or
Yeah.
in elk form?
Oh, elk form, yeah.
Wait, isn't this our first time seeing this?
No, you have to.
seen-
It's Quill's first time seeing it because Quill wasn't there when
Yeah.
Sentry
Oh, yeah.
was resurrected. So the rest of you see this not familiar, but sight you've seen before of this metallic, beautiful giant elk with a single purple eye made from Echo. Quill, you see a giant fucking silver elk kind of emerge like a Pokeball from Sentry's chest.
What's his reaction first?
He's like, bloody hell!
Whoa!
Wowzers! Look at this beaut!
How long have you been able to do that?
Since I got resurrected.
Okay.
What you were dysfunctional before?
I was.
now you're
yeah.
back?
And now I'm back.
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't realise that could happen. I always thought that when Guardian shut down, that was it. They were done. Oh wow, that's really interesting.
Now my friends help me. They help me bring me back to life.
Oh well, pleasure to meet your friends. Dunk. And he kind of clonks his metal hand against his thing.
Nice to meet you. I guess Lance.
Lentz.
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 Lance.
Lentz.
Lance.
I can't figure this out.
What's your name?
Quill.
Quill.
Quill. Yes.
Quill.
Yes.
All right. Lentz.
Lentz.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a wonderful range of artifacts and salvage collected from years of yonder past.
Yonder past.
From pre-sundering,
And
the
you-
forces of Killer Starbane and the Starborn Alliance are arrayed before you.
And how do you gather these yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
I fix them all up myself too.
Wow.
But it's a bit of a hobby, really.
Okay.
Have you Lucius, by the way,
Hello.
Captain Lucius of the airship?
Oh, hello, Captain. What's so funny?
Goodbye.
I'm not laughing. It was
All
Lucius.
right.
Have you just recently been on a dive of some sorts?
No, I haven't actually. I've not been able to for some time. These bastard Shahorgans keep flying fucking around and keep trying to kill me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've not been able to restock.
Do you need to wear the helmet?
Yep. I don't like taking it off actually up here.
Why?
Well, your air's all really weird. I don't like it. And also, look how much fucking space is around you. Look at all this. And he just points at the sky.
Yeah, that's true.
And he points at the sky. Oh, I don't like none of this. Where's this? Oh, I don't like it.
Okay.
It feels funny up here. There's no waves. There's no currents.
No, true.
It makes me really uncomfortable, but I feel a bit safer in my armor, you know.
Fair enough.
that's fair.
Fair enough.
You're putting yourself out there for your...
I mean, without insight checks, you can tell that this guy probably has like a major anxiety problem outside, like in land. He
figured.
just does not like it.
Yeah.
And you can see he's like shuffling. He's constantly like shifting on his feet.
Aw.
Well, we have Sentry here who's very interested in your work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can see my collection. This is what I call my standard.
It's lovely.
This is all just repaired armor and weapons.
Yeah.
All of it's in fantastic condition. But I do have a few special things as well.
Okay.
Hang on, and he goes over to a big lockbox and he pulls out like a key and he unlocks it and opens it up. And you can see inside, laid out on quite a nice like piece of fabric inside this thing, it's a large chest. It's like a big, huge trunk. And he kind of lifts it open and it kind of like little levered arms have like little side bits. And you can see that there are 4 items in there. One is a small canister, about this long, about maybe like 4 or 5 inches long, a few inches wide, like a round sphere, like a cylinder. It has a metal pin on the top and a lever kind of down the side. For any listeners and for you guys out of character, it looks like a grenade of some sort, like a modern day grenade.
All right.
There is also a long, sleek, armless crossbow is how I would describe it to most of you. You've seen similar weapons. Quill's pistol kind of looks like this, but it's longer. It looks like it needs to be used in 2 hands. It's all sleek silver metal, and then it ends in like a crystalline barrel that kind of protrudes a little bit, and it has a cable that runs from the underside into the handle.
Like a harpoon.
Is it like a shotgun?
Sort of, yeah. Imagine a kind of like more modern day kind of like shotgun or rifle, but it's all sleek silver. There is like strange runes and crystal components to it, but it doesn't really make sense to a lot of you.
Yeah.
The other 2 items is one appears to be a very elegant looking slender sword. It doesn't have much of a guard. It's got like a very like rounded guard, but the blade almost seems to be segmented. It almost looks like the blade is broken down into like 2 or 3 inch pieces that form like a singular blade.
Yeah.
And there appears to be some sort of trigger on the handle as well. Ooh. And then the last one, which I think Sentry, the others see the other 3 items. Sentry, you see this.
Right.
It is, without a doubt, a round shield, a silver shield emblazoned with the symbol of Solvin. But it is like the blade, it's segmented. It looks like the shield maybe expands or changes shape. And it is beautifully rendered. You can see it's been cleaned with delicate care, well maintained, and is this kind of beautiful round shield.
I'm like just choke a little bit. I'm just like,
Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beauty, that one. That one, I think it must have come quite far away, because obviously Solvin's quite far from here. But found it, polished it up, and it's still all in perfect working condition. Let me show you. And he picks it up, puts it on his arm, and he focuses for a moment, and then you watch as the shield kind of chunk slides out, and this blue sphere of like blue energy kind of holds the joins together, and it forms into a tower shield. It basically forms into like a longer, broader shield.
Oh wow!
Kind of like very Reinhardt or Bridget from Overwatch kind of.
Oh, so it even extends beyond like him.
Yeah, and it kind of extends out and forms this kind of barrier shield.
Wow,
That's cool.
that's beautiful.
And he kind of pops it back and he puts it in very delicately.
Just going to go and then point at Sentry's shield. Does she have it on her? Has it been removed?
Yeah, I think so. He's like, oh, that's another Solvin shield there.
I'm from Solvin. That's
Oh, wowzers.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey, that's really nice. How about that, eh?
yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, well, I mean, you know, obviously, like, a lot of our people live there now, but a lot of the relics got washed away and they got kind of, like, sent out all over the ocean, so sometimes salvagers like myself, we come across pieces, but they're kind of rare, actually,
Are
surprisingly.
they? What's it like down there now?
Oh, well, and you can see that now he's starting to get a bit of the social clues. Oh, well, it's really nice. Yeah, like, you know, we've done a little bit of work, you know, just like put up some like nice little magic lights and, you know, we've fixed a few buildings and a couple of the ruins and made it all a bit nice and, yeah. And the Baroness is just looking at him. He's like, yep. Looks real pretty.
and you found the shield near here then?
Yeah, a little near here. Quite
Real pretty.
a few miles away for sure.
It's fine.
Brush that off. You're fine.
It's not like a sunken ruin or anything like that. No. It's not like completely ransacked of everything that made it special and solvent.
Real pretty.
Yeah.
But
Just push the
Cool
bodies
shield.
away.
cool badass shield.
Is there any chance I could maybe look at the shield and
Of course you can. You can have a look if you want.
can I maybe buy it?
Oh, well, of course you can. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm here. I'm a trader. Lenses relics. I'm here for trade.
Sure.
That one is kind of my special piece, though. It's quite
special.
expensive because it has some significant magical power as well. It's very protective magically.
Yeah. Can maybe if I did a swap?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely up for a bit of trading.
If I swap the shield I've got now?
Oh, that's really nice.
Would it do any kind of discount on that?
Well, maybe.
Is there any discount for the,
It's been in the water.
sunken home?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is
I could definitely knock a little bit off, but it is my special piece.
this is a genuine Solvin shield.
Yeah, yep, it is. Yep, that's real nice.
It's got the Solvin symbol on it. hasn't
It does, yeah, and it's sturdier than most other shields as well. But you can see that he has like similar like stuff. Like Solvin isn't that rare. Like it's rare, but it's not that rare. It's as rare as his other like the Court of Shadows
I
stuff
mean,
he has.
for a
and things like that.
collector who lives, or whose entire race lives pretty much in current Solvin.
Yeah. He's like, oh look, I can totally sympathise that that's where you're from and everything, but I mean this took me a lot of work and it took me a lot of time to repair, and it is pretty magical. I literally couldn't let this go for less than 4,000. I'm so sorry, you know. I've got this. Look at this cool Shadow Lance rifle, and he picks up the longer
Shadow Lance rifle.
Yeah, look at this. Is a Court of Shadows weapon. Look at this thing, and he fires it into the air,
God.
and it's just these like lines of black energy. It's like, pew, 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 pew.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, look at that! How cool is that, eh?
Okay, calm down a little bit with that one.
Puts it down.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was quite a lot of the power packs. I should replace that actually.
Power packs?
Yeah, some of these Court of Shadows weapons, they need power cells. There's some sort of energy source that they had on those ships, right?
Okay.
And they're kind of hard to find because you have to find them pre-charged.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably won't go down so well on
No.
our airship.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
How far away is this ship that you took this from?
What ship? I didn't take it from a ship.
Where did you find it?
I found it just on the ocean floor.
Okay.
Just all over the place. Me, I've been all over.
While this is happening,
Yeah.
can I have a quiet moment with Tiangong
Yeah.
and just ask quietly if they feel that there's any shards around here? It's probably a big no, but...
You focus. Spend some time trying to meditate. Tiangong still doesn't have full sentience or even necessarily full, cognitive abilities yet. You don't really get a response. It's just a kind of like unknowing is the kind of feeling you get back, like a sense of being a bit lost. Yeah.
Oh, my poor lost boy.
Yeah.
I'll put you back together, bud.
Lens just kind of shuffles around awkwardly now that he's dropped the massive price of his like best item, and he's like, I feel awkward.
So, okay, so that's the shield. That's the rifle. What else?
Do you have
is there?
anything else from Solvin specifically?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
well.
Sorry. Like I said, it's kind of, a lot of it got scattered around, and a lot of other salvagers already took a lot of stuff.
What does this do? And I'm pointing at the sword.
Oh, I call this a whip blade. Look it. And he picks it up, and he presses the button, and the components, the actual blade, distends and is conjoined by some sort of piece of like flexible metal wire, and it basically turns the blade into a whip. And it's like,
Oh my God, Mark, you don't know what you're doing to me.
and then he pushes it, and it forms back into a sword.
So Soul Calibur.
Oh, that's
Very
cool.
Soul Calibur,
Yeah.
very Ivy from Soul Calibur / Red Rising. Razor.
Slash
Calm down.
Sword of the Creator.
Yeah,
from Fire Emblem.
Sword of the Creator, yeah. Very similar.
How much?
Oh, that's the good shit.
How?
Oh, well, a little bit like the shield, it's got some magical power to it as well. So it's it cuts it cuts finer, and it's easier to wield. And also it can shift between these two forms, right? Probably about 1,200, so 1,200 gold on that one.
I wonder if that could be utilized.
And I think this used to be a weapon of the Starborn Alliance, right? I think like this because it's got some Starborn Alliance emblems on it. And you can see on the bottom of the hilt, it has the emblem of Sayana. It has Sayana's deific emblem, which is like a heart lyre, which is a certain type of lyre, kind of like a lyre with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. In your travels, have you managed to find anything that gives a clue of what this place used to be?
This place?
Yeah.
No bloody idea, mate.
Brilliant. Okay.
No idea. Yeah, real mystery.
Yeah.
Because
wow.
it's normally you find like other ruins, right? But down there,
it's just pillars, and then it just hits the ocean. It hits like the what the mountain or whatever used to be here before,
Okay.
which
well,
is weird.
Something to do with the shrine, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think.
Or like, why don't you guys have a think about it, and then I'm not going anywhere. So Lens is still going to be right here. You can have a think, and then if you want to buy stuff, come back.
Sure.
That sounds good.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Right.
that should be very useful, Baroness, wouldn't you say, for this upcoming...
Unfortunately, I'm not going to interfere in the free trade of an independent member of my realm. It would certainly be useful, and perhaps afterwards we can negotiate that this may perhaps be your reward for your assistance. I can certainly negotiate that.
All right. Well, we should probably move things along, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you, Lens.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry. I just can't give it away.
It's fair, I know. It's
my living.
It's a beautiful item.
Cool.
Everything there was beautiful.
The guilt is real. Yeah. If you guys just carry on.
I really want the sword.
Do you?
Because I can feed it to Tiangong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hexblade weapon.
You could all save up and get that shield of a century. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
wouldn't
that
it?
would be nice too, wouldn't it?
Put all that.
Nah. Let's just feed Tiangong.
Shield from her home place.
What happens if Tiangong absorbs a shield, a magical shield?
He can't.
No, because we're basically riffing off of Hexblade.
Yeah. But also,
pacts and all
but
that.
also,
His weapons.
he's not a guardian Eterna.
Yeah, he's not a guardian.
He's not a defensive Eterna.
So there's two
Remember,
types.
there's two different
Yeah.
types.
So,
Mark thought of that already.
so Jimmy Lionman, he can have it.
Jimmy Lineman technically could.
Helios, that's his name.
But,
Jimmy
well,
Lionman.
Helios can't absorb weapons like that. Only
okay.
certain Eterna can do stuff like that.
Oh, I want to be like a walking shield with arms and legs.
Like a Modron.
Shield boy.
Right. So what's the plan? You just head back to the ship. You head back to the ship. The repairs are underway, but it's going to take time for them to repair stuff. Greylano probably is like taking some medical supplies from the locals, and she looks over and gives you like a deep nod, and then goes to treating the 3 crew.
Are the crew well?
They'll be all right, Captain. Yes, they're recovering. They took, I think we've got some fractured wrists and things like that, but we should get them back on their feet pretty quickly.
Thank you kindly. We're about to set off, actually.
All right. Yes, very good. Yes, I will continue treating them. They should be. If we get into any trouble, they're certainly able to help if you need them.
Has Howard been around with any stew yet?
Howard has been cooking away. Yes, so I think he's got most of it ready now. So he's going around passing that on to the crew.
Perfect.
Some sort of shark stew or shark soup.
Ah, I hope he asked for permission.
I believe he did. Yes, the locals seem very happy to give us whatever we need. So.
Oh, good.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, I will continue. None of you took any major injuries or anything like that?
No.
Quill's lost an arm.
I lost an eye.
I am well aware of Mr. of our quartermaster's condition, but unfortunately that is not something I can help with.
No. Has it, sorry, out of question, but has it been like a week since the Eye of the Storm?
No.
So could I not
been like
recharge
a
that?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, I
Wait,
thought
no,
we
we've
were on
been
the ship.
traveling for. Yeah, we've been on the ship for a little bit.
You've been on the ship
Day.
for about 2 days,
There we go.
Okay.
and you last used it in the astral plane, which was canon.
Oh, I last used it in the. Oh no, yeah, in the
Used it
airplane.
there.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Well,
Oh, so is it 7 days since last used?
Oh, for the charges?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It replenishes charges every 7 days.
Oh, okay. So not since I last.
So if you have a
used it.
charge, then you can use that charge.
I don't. I've got 0 charges. That's what I mean. I was just wondering if it was recharged at all.
I
Okay.
think it had recharged just before the astral plane stuff.
I didn't use 3 charges. Oh no, yeah. I only had 1 charge.
Available in our one shot.
Yeah.
I'll briefly check in with Kamara and make sure the crew are doing all right
Yeah.
with the repairs and whatnot.
Yeah, they're doing all right. I think that there is an air of that was our first engagement, and oh my god, that was scary. There's an air of trepidation amongst the crew, but Kamara herself is like telling them to like, you know, don't be babies about it. You know, she's
Get over it.
Come on, get over it. Like, you know, she's egging them on.
Wolf
but-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no manning or anything else up, but
Wolf up.
it's more like just like, come on, put your fangs into it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I'll ask Kamara, is there anything I can do to increase morale and the bond
Well,
We have-
a word, certainly. If you go around and speak with the crew and convince them that they did well and things like that, certainly, yeah. It's very important to keep morale up, Captain. I can only do so much. They know me well enough, but I'm not the best at speeches and things like that, so...
Well, we need an officers' meeting right away.
All right.
At the top there.
Well, I'll be there, and then...
Ready room, that's it.
All right. Well, if I see any of the others, I'll let them know, and then I'll head up there myself.
Thank you kindly.
Okay.
Can we have a team meeting?
Yep.
Just us. Just us.
Yeah, it's called
Okay.
Magic Mind Rings.
Yeah, we can do that.
Create
5
the
miles away
mind
from each
meeting
other.
space.
Yeah, we just stood in a circle, just like.
Yeah, you
little
can absolutely do that.
Nice.
Can we have a quick meeting before this other meeting with the other people?
We're having it now, right?
I mean, we're
Just do it now.
stood in a corridor, just staring at each other. Cool.
It's fine.
I mean, I'm a little busy right now. Let me just check my schedule. I just want to extend this out for as long as I possibly can.
So we're going to tell Baroness Erin about Starbane, right?
Sure.
It's daytime, so he
I don't
hasn't.
know.
Well,
I do keep forgetting
Derail
about
it.
it. I do keep forgetting about it.
Wait, sorry, what was the question?
We're going to tell Baroness Erin about Starbane, right? Because we're literally going somewhere where his power is influencing stuff, and we're not telling her.
Well, more.
the problem was, in that situation, was it's not just her that was there. And we don't want to worry the orc settlement that's there.
Also, it might not be Starbane's influence, more Zarkira's influence.
That was the other thing, because we did hear someone in the tunnels in that village, remember? With the
Yeah.
3 girls, spooky, sacrificing the shopkeeper
there was
to
someone else.
Zarkira. There was someone there that said something about girls. So Zarkira's probably back as well, and she's probably really interested in the fact that Starbane's definitely back, and we brought him back, and we're in trouble. And why are we not telling people this?
What
Because
was the
it's our
conversation
fault.
that we literally just had with Helios about
Yeah.
not telling people about this?
I know, but I still don't agree with it.
Well, we all
I
need to
think
agree
that
with...
we should
But
not
this is
tell
what's
everyone.
happening. But this is what's happening because we're ignoring it and not telling anyone is that bad things are getting stronger and we're not telling anyone because they're not ready for it. And then they're like, oh, what's going on? Why are all the bad guys getting stronger and we're dying?
we haven't been to anybody to tell them in advance of bad things happening, for one.
We should have told the prince in Gusthaven.
No,
I don't
because
think that...
there wasn't trust enough to do so.
And also we
And
didn't
we
know.
have just met this person who seems nice now, but Brookstone.
It's very
we
easy to
could
look in
easily-
hindsight at these situations.
Yeah, also, her 2 guards just got eaten right next to her, and also this entire settlement was attacked by Sahagin, which is potentially something that we're actually at fault for. Like,
That's
we're
what
the
I'm
reason.
saying. So why are we keeping it secret?
Because
It's
we don't
more,
want them
we
to
want people
hate
to
us.
trust us.
Yes, and we don't know who
We
to
want to
trust
help
ourselves.
them.
But
we
things
don't
are
know.
getting worse because people aren't prepared.
And the Baroness has no one to help her right
true.
now. What we're
No.
telling her on that situation help with.
Because then she would know what we're facing.
We're going to tell her now on the ship.
Okay.
Are we?
I think we should. She knows what's...
Well, why are we going there and facing potential Starbane enhanced Zarkira forces, and she's just not going to know, and then what, is going to be a big surprise to her? Like,
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
what could it change, really?
she'd be prepared.
Yeah.
She knows that...
She'd know the scale of what we're fighting.
What if we just disconnect ourselves from the event and just say that we know that Starbane is back? We can't necessarily say, oh, Valor opened the door and did all these things and it's all our fault.
I'm just saying that we shouldn't be so quick to trust everyone and spill out those things. Helios had some great points about how we should not be so quick to divulge all of our life stories.
Helios is a grump.
Well, he's also an Eterna who's been around far longer than any of us, and we should really seek his wisdom.
We need to pick our moments, be strategic, not just tell
Yes.
everybody.
So you're saying we're becoming the Brookstones?
Well,
No.
Because we're not telling people
but
things.
we're not betraying.
We're also not kidnapping and killing people.
We're helping with this situation, are we not? We're not turning a blind
We're
eye
not
and
turning
saying
a blind
good luck
eye
with
to
the
it.
Sahagin.
But how many situations out there are happening because we can't personally be there to fix our mess?
But we don't know, but we're stumbling across things and we should help where we can.
Yes.
I'm not saying we
divulging.
shouldn't help. I'm just saying that we need to get people on a global scale. We need to get them notified so that they can prepare, so that they can defend themselves, so they can look out for these things and they can stop it
True.
and slow the advance.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, we don't know who to go to help with this.
Also, we are pretty much the resistance as it stands now.
5
The
of
moment,
us.
well, the 5 of us, yes, but the moment we start making claims and yelling to the heavens that we know that Starbane is alive, the moment we become targets. That's when he starts making some real changes. Bigger than Sahagin or arming them and giving them swords and things, but actually attacking. Don't you think?
We need to be just as strategic as he's being, and we don't know how to do that yet. I say we go to places that we know we can trust people. We can trust Arvel. Let's go to Gold Throne. We're going past there. We can trust certain people. Let's tell them.
Also, I feel
People who can influence them.
even while we speak, the fate is changing as it happens.
Mark will remember that.
No, I don't change anything based on what I hear.
No,
Things are happening.
There's
whilst
no
we
way
speak.
that like things know, but yeah, things are always going to happen. But this is very much a prime conflict of group interest and group needing to figure out what they want to do. And it sounds like there is at least a majority in favor of one thing. But of course, Nova can do what the fuck Nova wants to do.
That's true.
And it sounds like Sentry also
Nudge.
kind of has some similar opinions. So
The only thing I worry about is we are so for example, in Gusthaven, everyone was so enrolled in these political games, in whatever was happening with the prince and with Aerois and all this political structure, and they're basically tearing themselves apart, this one city. And I feel like everyone needs to know that there is a global threat, that we need to put aside all of this manipulating and stupid like fighting for power, because there's a big fucking thing, and I said the word fucking. My mom's gonna ground me if she hears that.
It is, I think I might.
And
But look, if we go to, say, Gold Throne, and we say to the leaders there, oh, the Starbane's back and the Court of Shadows are here, who is going to stop them from turning on themselves and just attacking people in the street, saying, well, you're part of the Court of Shadows, you're part of the bad guys?
There's a worry of mass hysteria causing even greater problem than the Court of Shadows causing. But we should go to the right people and start informing them. I don't disagree with that at all.
So
it's
why
just we
wasn't-
shouldn't splutter it to every single person we meet.
why wasn't the Prince of Gusthaven the right person?
Because they could have been corrupted by the very wind barrows that we were trying to stop Gusthaven falling threat to. That was one of my fears. We didn't know.
Gusthaven's not in a very stable place at the moment.
And we
Discovered
couldn't
that.
trust the one person I thought I could trust, who then turned on us and tried to kill us. So the reason we don't talk to people is because we get Brookstoned all the time.
My work here is done.
We are making very, very, very good steps. Starbane let us get away so that we could recover, and that was his first mistake. We can now... We've got an airship. We've got a hideout in Gusthaven. That's where we make our start.
Oh, he probably knows it.
Oh, he definitely does, but that
How can he possibly?
I mean,
How could he possibly
How
know?
can he possibly
How
know?
could he know?
Starbane Vessel Nova.
he literally talks to me in my dreams.
he's probably spying on us right now.
Exactly.
That's why I just like rolling dice, because it makes you all freak out. He's scrying on us.
Lucius was scried on.
Oh, let me just make another roll. Oh, whoa, that was a good number.
You make a good point, actually. Next time we do have a meeting, can you extend it as much as you can? Because that will then
Well,
remind me to do
You
magic
guys are
circle
talking
and things like that.
telepathically, right?
Yeah.
Yar.
Then scrying can't hear you. If you're talking telepathically, scrying doesn't hear.
So he's just... if he's
standing in a
scrying,
circle.
we're just standing in a circle, just looking at each other like...
That's what I was
if
saying,
You were,
like-
if you were being scryed, yes, all they would see is you lot staring at each other. If you were being scryed, they would probably be able
Pretty
to
great.
guess where you were. But
That's
what
a point,
you're saying,
actually.
Pretty great.
With scrying, I think it creates like an actual visible sensor, doesn't it?
Sometimes, yeah.
If we
An
can-
invisible sensor, yes.
Oh, invisible sensor.
Yes.
But you can see it, I think, with like true sight and
If
things.
you got
Yes.
true sight, yeah.
That might be worth finding out how we
Is
figure that
it
out.
worth me doing a divine sense just real quick?
Nah, they can't hear us. We're talking in
That's
our
true,
minds.
but I can detect good and evil.
But we're talking in our minds. True.
Rhiannon, you can do what the hell you want to do. You can just do it.
Can I just do it?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just tell me what it does.
So you can detect good and evil within 60 feet. Celestials, fiends, undeads. That is not behind total cover. I can use this feature 3 times per long rest.
Okay. So you
I'm
use
gonna
one of them.
Pop one off.
Let's see. Within what's the range?
60 feet.
60 feet. 60 feet on the ship.
She's Akira.
Oh wait, Celestials as well.
You would get a sense of there are 2 Celestials on the ship.
We know
this.
this.
There are 2 Celestials on the ship. And if you
Oh yeah.
if you know vaguely the direction, if you followed that direction, one would lead you to Helios
Yeah.
and one would lead you to Lancian,
Yeah.
who is an Asimar.
And then one will lead you to Starbane.
Who's behind you?
And
I
I'd say
know
that
there's
the
2 that we know are here.
Yeah.
the Lancian, the celestial vibe on Lancian is very, very faint. He is not a celestial, but there is a celestial presence about him. But Helios is a celestial. Eternals are celestials.
Yes. Well, I know how scrying works. I know it's not that.
Just checking.
Quill,
Yes.
have you told Hesper about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hesper was there.
Hesper,
knows.
yeah, Hesper
sorry.
saw everything. Also,
What's Hesper
The
doing?
gods know.
he did say that there are people who know.
Okay.
We just need to find those people.
Yeah, because they'll definitely be on our side. But
From the resistance.
he wanted us to be better, be stronger, get weapons, get allies, and we are doing that slowly. Look at the airship. We've got Helios, we've got Aerois, we've got all of the people we've hired. I mean,
Everyone that we help along the way are becoming allies for when the news is out and we can team up and we can fucking do. I don't know. Do shit.
do shit.
Can you just like update Hesper and tell him about this place that we're going to now and, you know, suspicions of Zarkira? Because it sounds like it's getting the old band back together.
That's a point. Do I actually have that sort of presence? Normally I can sort of, like when I was in
Dead.
Thing Land, Abbey Land,
Deadland?
Abbey Starbane
Right,
place, I could
Abbey.
feel Hesper sort of with me. Do I get that now?
He's always there.
Yeah.
How much attention he is paying?
100% all the time. I'm Quill, bitch.
And he's said this to you before, he is not omnipresent.
Yeah.
Because you are his acolyte, his chosen, you always have a part of his power with you, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is fixed on what you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
There are spells that let you communicate to him.
I've got a scroll actually.
Yep. There are abilities where you can try and pray and simply try and speak with him. But generally, whenever he's spoken to you, it has been when he needs to speak to you. It's been on when he decides.
Never to ask how I'm doing.
No.
You always need something.
Well,
How rude.
It's not really when he needs something. It's more like he appears when he can sense that you are conflicted on things, and he often has appeared in those times.
So I can make him appear by being like, oh, should I wear the blue shirt or the red shirt?
Never the red shirt.
He was paralyzed for weeks staring at these 2 shirts.
Well, that is the god of knowledge would not come to assist you.
It's a
on this.
min-max of
Yeah.
God.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, you can always use certain spells to contact him.
Yeah, I know.
And so if we're not telling people about Starburn, what's the position on Hadar? Still not telling anyone
That's
about
a
it?
definite no, probably.
It's almost as if
Because we also have no clue what's going on with that. So that would just be making people panic
But Starbane-
for a reason that we don't even know right now. We at least know that Starbane is...
He confirmed, though, that Hadar is there, and his reason for taking over Aerois is to use it to attack
how
Hadar.
much do we want to believe Starbane at the same time?
Yeah, we don't know. He's a shithead.
Although
He might lie.
you saw
Nice to you know.
you saw stuff, did you not? On your way back from your strange dream.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of confirms
But
stuff.
also,
Well, it confirms
who
at
knows
least
what
Starbane.
that was?
Yeah, it confirms at least what Starbane is trying to do.
We
It's
know
just-
Hadar is here.
Yeah.
What can the general populace that we inform do about Hadar?
Based on what Hadar is and the efforts that Starbane is going to try and defeat him, the only way that we could stop Hadar is by basically becoming
Joining
Starbane ourselves.
I
Or
still think there might be a chance to talk to Starbane and reason with him.
well, let's do the Sargon thing.
Well, Sentry, reason with Starbane.
Let's do the Sargon thing.
Let's do the
He didn't
Sargon
reason
thing.
with Solvin. He
Exactly.
didn't reason with anything else.
It didn't reason with Siaska.
But that's
Then
the
again.
thing. Everything got so broken because they were fighting because they disagreed about how to deal with Hadar.
I kind of want to side with Siaska.
But no, listen to me. Siaska is gone now. She doesn't have the same amount of power as back
She's with
then.
us always.
But who is definitely back is Starbane. Starbane is definitely back. And he's going to take over this planet and fly it into Hadar. And Siaska isn't here to stop him. But if we can talk to him, maybe reason with him. I'm not saying we work with him, but we just... I don't know.
So,
say we will set
sent
Hadar
us
without
to-
destroying a planet.
He sent us to another continent so that he could get on with his plan. I really don't think that us going, please, Mr. Evil Dude, don't do it, is going to do anything.
But we
for
have a
this
way
guy.
in because
he's
we
already
saved
tried
Vala.
to take over the world once. He's definitely going to try and do that again. I don't think he cares. And
I'm just
Vala,
saying there is a spark because he clearly cares about Vala and we protected her. Well, she protected us. But, you know,
So
that's why he could have killed us. He could have killed us right there and then, but because of Vala, he didn't.
I think, let's go and do this underwater mystery tour.
there's no harm in helping.
See what happens.
Apart from
If
us
it comes
dying.
down to the fact that, oh crap, we need to tell this woman now, we will tell her what we know, but I think it's just good to keep allies on
prepare
our
her
side.
for the
We
fact
should prepare her on
that
the
it's
way.
going to be dangerous.
But yeah.
Well, I think we all know it's going to be dangerous. I think she's very aware that it's going to be dangerous because she's been seeing all of this for weeks anyway.
She's
so
also quite powerful.
let's just help out as best we can and then evaluate where we get to afterwards.
Yes,
Let's go and kick some shark butt.
what we do best.
Hoo-ha.
Shark bait. Ooh ha ha.
Zarkira butt.
Ooh ha ha.
So there's a slight conflict of interest with you wanting us to tell everybody, but then also the futility of us succumbing to Starbane anyway and joining him. So
I'm not saying joining him. I'm saying convincing him that killing everyone on this planet and flying it into Hadar is a bad idea.
He's done it
Not
to
gonna care.
hundreds potentially of other planets.
but that would, us telling people may compromise our
You're doing a
reasoning with
burrito,
him
Mark.
if other people are then rising
Burrito
to
time.
arms to face him. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If
Very
we're,
nice.
if we're telling people to fight Starbane, we won't have any time to reason with him because we're telling people that he's a big threat.
I think there's been thousands of civilizations that have tried to reason with him, and I don't think we're that persuasive.
Well, you
I
could have a...
just think there's something about the fact that he didn't kill us outright.
I think that was only because of Vala.
Exactly. So that's
And
our
Vala's
in.
going to be a bargaining chip
So that's our
that
in.
he's going to use against us.
But we can
Right
use
now.
it against him.
Can't talk to shithead McGee. Let's go and kick shark butt and then try and reevaluate potentially talking to shithead McGee. Maybe.
So, can I do...
I just want to say, it's my favourite point when for a good 30 minutes, I don't have to do anything.
You did a lot of accents earlier.
I can just
so-
be like, fucking roleplay away, my little
You
birds.
created us.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, yes.
Can I do... what kind of role would it be for me to pretend to be doing stuff whilst telepathically? Like, I want to practice being...
I guess we're in like the court.
Like I'm just like touching the wall or something.
I think that this crew knows that you are kind of weird individuals, so you're okay. I think that like having, because don't forget you've got the ready room. You could all just go sit in the ready
That's
room.
what I was saying.
and then just be like,
I know, but I
but
want
nobody's
also-
going to come and disturb you. in
Lucius
there.
wants to practice at being better at
practice.
I mean,
pretending.
I guess it's the same as just having a conversation while you're doing anything else.
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
but easier because
like
we're doing
being on the
I like
phone.
to think that some of
just
us.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like,
you're just like
walk
going
around in
around.
circles.
Yeah, you're like walking around in circles, or you're like polishing the handrail of
And then
the
you go
ship.
back and then polish it again.
Yeah, but like
I'd like
people are
to
just
think that some of us
okay.
are better than others at doing it, though.
Yeah,
and
anybody-
Lucius just looks really freaking weird at anything
let's
that
roll
he's
for it.
doing.
Well, I actually,
roll for
honestly, I think that like if you want to roll for it, but I think anybody who has like an intelligence of say
Shit.
13 over,
Hello.
or 14 over, like anybody with that kind of level of intellect, yeah, you can probably have like do a mental task and then just be like thumbing through a book or like looking over stuff or like just doing nothing. You could just be doing something idle. Those of you who don't have that high intelligence, it's probably quite you're literally just stopping to like think your thoughts, and then you can listen to other people whilst doing other things. But when you're speaking, you're just like
Also, my reaction
stop.
Really
come out on my
intense.
face as well. All the emotions.
yeah.
Whereas-
sighing.
Yeah.
I'm just blank.
So I think
slate.
like Quill and Nova are probably quite good at like keeping it, together. The other three, perhaps it's a bit more awkward. Like with Ayla, it's like more like you just stop. Like when you're doing your conversation, you just can't do anything at the same time.
But I'd like to think that when other people were talking and she's supposed to be listening, she gets distracted very easily and
it's just
doesn't listen
like,
as much.
like it's going over and like hitting stuff,
Goes the
fixing
other way.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. All right. So, without any more disruptions, the ship will basically take you to the area where the Twilight Coral is, and the crew will just continue to repair the hull. Because you've been given these supplies for free and things like that, I'm not going to make you pay for it. The repair checks, you're not in combat, so people like Penny and Howard and Lancian and Aerois can spend the time to do those repairs without pressure. So we don't need to make rolls for it, right? So yeah, you basically set sail and about about 5 to 6 miles out of Yamalotai, which doesn't take long in the airship. It takes you like not even an hour. You basically make your way to an open expanse of
Do we
sea.
have to go up and then down again?
No, you can just pull away from Yamalotai and just...
Obviously, it's optimum to be up there.
It's better, yes, but because you're not going very far, rather than expending additional fuel to go up and then come down again, Ariah's just like, no, we'll just...
We're also following
Yeah.
Erin, aren't we?
Yeah, Erin is the one giving advice, and she can only really be like, I need to see the sea to guide you. She might even occasionally have to, like, the ship comes down to near the surface, she hops, dives down, looks around, comes back up, and is like, yeah, we need to go right here at this coral outcropping or whatever.
If you see the big trench in the ocean, you've gone too far.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I saw the schools of bluefish that have migrated here. I spoke to them, and they said, no, it's the other way.
They can speak to fish?
Tritons can speak to fish, yeah.
Dude, I want to be a Triton.
And
I almost
it takes you some
tried
time, but eventually, and to you it's just open sea, right? The only difference here is that you can see that there are these big coral reefs that come up quite, close to the surface. Like normal ships probably wouldn't be able to go around here. But Erin pops up and she's just like, well, this is it. We just need to swim down. It's a little bit below the surface, make our way down through the coral forests.
Did we get any potions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I think that, yeah, they probably would have provided you with 3.
3.
Sure.
Because I think like they would have looked at Sentry, and then you mentioned that you didn't need 1, so they're just like, yeah, take 3 potions of water breathing.
I'll tell Aerois to feel free to raise the airship in case of hull damage of any Sahagin that decide to attack.
Okay, yes, we can do that, Captain.
But we will signal for you when we need picking up, and it may be an emergency pickup.
Yes, of course. I'll be ready to go, don't worry.
Thank you. Also, do you know any of the orcs on these settlements?
I'm from the other side of Aerois, really, so this is...
Is that racist?
Well, no, but it is just... I did not travel on to the east side of Aerois much. A lot of my time was spent around Mirskir and places like that, so...
Okay. Right. Well, we need to
interesting.
prepare ourselves for potentially the worst. If there's more of those huge sharks, Sahagin have got even more Court of Shadows weaponry. And
Okay, I'm going to retcon something here. You are not given potions of water breathing. Instead, Jawani will cast water breathing on you.
Okay.
Because a potion of water breathing lasts 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Water breathing as a spell, which he can cast, he is...
Wait, is it
he is
24
posture-
hours?
It lasts 24 hours.
That's cool.
So he will cast that on up to 10 creatures. So he basically casts that on all of you.
Why not?
Was that the cleric spell you were talking about?
Yes.
Because I don't have access to that.
No, it's higher.
You can prepare it.
I don't think I can.
Oh, maybe... Yeah, well, he can cast
Might be higher level.
He can cast it. It's 3rd level, so he... But maybe it's not a cleric spell. But he casts it on you anyway.
Druid spell.
There you go. He casts it, so you have that for 24 hours.
true.
It's not concentration, so you don't need to worry. However, it doesn't give you a
Stops
swim
his toe.
speed. It is just, you can breathe underwater. Erin just points down and says, obviously I'll come with you. I know a little bit of magic, and I can fight pretty well, so I'll come with you.
Okay.
I want to investigate the settlement first, the Twilight Corals, see if we can find any clues, find out what happened there.
we have to assume, Baroness, that the Sahagin are at their greatest power potential here, more so than what they send to the town we were just at.
I suspect so. That's why I wanted you all to come with me, because you do seem quite capable. If I suspect that whatever we find here will lead us on to wherever the Sahorgan are mounting, wherever their lair is, or wherever they've begun nesting, we'll need to find the High Priestess. That's our main target. Sahorgan society is based around these priestesses. Whoever their High Priestess is, I'm sure she's the one who's been leading them or giving them orders.
Right.
That's our main mission.
Any indication what they look like?
The priestess will be normally bedecked in attire. You'll see almost robe-like sailcloth sailed around her. She'll have a lot of jewelry, and she'll bear an emblem of Zarkira herself as well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start taking off all my jewelry and heavy objects.
Okay, you're going to keep your arm on?
Keep the arm on.
Okay, yep.
Getting rid of all my scrolls and books and stuff.
Yeah, same.
Keeping the spell book.
Yep.
My newly found. Do I have a spell book?
You do.
Okay.
I'm guessing we've had like a rest.
You've had a short rest.
Short rest.
You have indeed had a short rest.
Oh yeah, I'm spells down.
Now, I will remind you guys before we dive in, not that I don't think we're going to get into any combat today, but fighting underwater is obviously different than fighting on land.
Yeah, don't use any lightning.
Well,
Cheers, mate.
it's more than just that. It is a case of things like melee attacks, unless you have a swim speed or use certain weapons, are at disadvantages.
I have a swim speed.
Well, how do we determine swim speed if we don't have a swim speed?
Then you don't have a swim speed.
So we don't
So
move?
So you can move, you can swim, which is you swim. So if there's strong currents, you might need to make athletics checks. Otherwise, you can just keep a normal pace. When making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, either natural or granted by magic, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident.
What about two-handed axe?
Ranged weapon attacks automatically miss any target beyond the weapon's normal range. I don't think any of you guys really use, except you use the pistol sometimes, so you don't need to worry
I think
too
I
much
sold
about
the
that.
shit
I guess
one.
the flame lance would be a no.
Well, creatures and objects that are fully immersed in water have resistance to fire damage, so it will work, but it will be less effective. Things like cold spells, cold damage will often might freeze things, or like freeze water or creatures. It might be more
Yeah,
effective.
I guess it's the obvious stuffs. We'll do the obvious things.
Yeah.
Fireworks, great.
Yeah. So just little heads up on that, so you guys know.
Cool, so what you're saying is this is going to suck.
You will want to reconsider, rather than just being like, I'm going to use my axe because that's the weapon I always use. If you can find a spear, it might be worth just switching to that whilst you're underwater.
Yeah.
Because disadvantage can be quite troublesome. Your Ayla's fine because she has a swim speed. So in terms of her melee, but
I
for
can also,
Sentry,
I think,
certainly...
choose not to use my Storm Aura, because it's a bonus action.
Yes, you can just choose not to use it.
Choose not
So
to
for
use
Sentry,
that.
it might be
Still
worth
great.
like maybe taking a spear or a short sword or something rather than using your axe.
Yeah.
Magic shouldn't affect you too much. With water breathing, you don't need to worry about somatic components and things like that, but just moving around might become more troublesome for you, especially people like Nova and Quill, who aren't particularly strong. So you're going to be, like, things like if something tries to grapple you underwater, you might be at a disadvantage because it's not just on land, you don't have your feet underneath you to, like, back away and stuff like that.
Sure.
Can I ask Helios to come with us?
You can ask him. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can go. Do you want to find him on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you find him. He's probably still helping with the repairs. The Beast Walker crew, the Wolf Pack, have kind of taken a liking to him because he's a big lion.
Yeah.
And so they kind of jostle him a little bit, and they kind of make fun of him in like these little ways where they're just like, they call him like, you know, Big Cat and things like that. Like, come on, Big Cat, come on, bring that over here. And he kind of grumbles, but he just doesn't. It doesn't bother him. Like things like human, like living creature society stuff, he doesn't really care about. So he just walks along and holds up a giant piece of lumber, and then they begin nailing it in place. But yeah, he'll turn to you and just be like, yes, Nova. Do you need something?
So we're helping the Baroness of the Triton. We're helping her investigate what could be the result of Zarkira or Starbane. And I was wondering if you would like to join us. I think you'd be a great asset. And please stop staring at me like that.
Are you certain that the Court of Shadows are involved?
Well, you know the Sahorgan that were fighting just now? They were armed in Court of Shadows armor and weaponry, and the Baroness said that they have been appearing like this for the last month. They've been getting stronger. So it sounds to me like something is gearing them up, is organizing them, is making them stronger. And if we leave it unchecked, then, well, you saw how bloody that battle got. It would only be a matter of time before they, I guess, take over this part of the sea.
There are a few large assumptions in your theory. They could just be scavengers. Perhaps there is a powerful leader amongst them. It does not inherently imply that Starbane or Zarkira are at work. However, I am considering it still.
The timings are somewhat coincidental. The Baroness mentions the timings at which these forces started appearing, especially with the armor and the weaponry, is about the same time that we saw.
What do you hope for me accompanying you will do? You know what? You understand that I am a protector, Eterna. I am not a fighter. I'm not a warrior.
Your experience, your wisdom, your knowledge, and I perhaps would like you to see firsthand, and I guess aid us and guide us, because I'm a bit lost. I don't know what to do.
I am not some teacher. I will not guide you.
Okay, maybe guide is the wrong thing, but I value what you have to say. I value who you are, I value your experience, and I value your opinion on the matter.
And do you just speak for yourself, or do your other companions share this opinion?
I'm sure they share it. I haven't spoken with them.
Then instruct them to come and speak with me. You do a lot of speaking to me, and I can tell that you are, and his eyes linger to Tiangong, interested in Eterna. But you are not alone. Have the others come and speak with me and tell me if they wish for me to come along. Then I will decide.
Thank you for considering it.
He just goes back to doing what he was doing.
So
Grump, 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 grump.
What a moody boy.
He is a moody boy.
I'll message everyone and I'll say,
This is Nova. Nova to team.
Oh, look, it's Lance, everybody.
hey everyone, I asked Helios if he'd join us. I think he'd be really valuable as a protector and as an Eterna and as someone who's maybe had experience with those who shall not be named.
Mm-hmm.
But he would like you all to go and talk to him and ask him to come as well, because he wants to know your opinion on him coming and stroke his ego. And
Stroke his ego. Okay.
It's an interesting assumption.
well, okay, maybe stroke his ego is the wrong term, but he's being grumpy, Helios, and I'm out of my depth here. I don't know how to deal with it. I tried the nice approach and it didn't work. I think he said that he's a protector, not a fighter, which is fair, but I think he'd be really valuable given his experience and who he is. And I kind of want him to see if this is Zarkira. or
Is
Zarkira.
Tiangong's bound to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let him know that.
Oh, he knows.
Well,
He just thinks I'm enslaving Tiangong, and I'm trying
exactly.
my best to prove that it's not that case.
It's not up to us to. Well, I mean, it will help him to know that we want him on our team, but Tiangong is the ruler of the Eterna.
Tiangong is also very weak right now. Until I find more pieces, I can't get Tiangong to communicate.
He either serves him or he doesn't.
Give me a minute.
Well,
In the meantime, please go talk to Helios.
well, we are going to have that conversation next week.
Yes.
It's time to wrap up the episode.
And then after that, juicy conversation.
Straight into 2 more hours of D&D.
Well, I mean, after that, we're just going to dunk ourselves and have to fight a load of Sahwawagan in their homeland, pretty much.
So, wow, one.
Yeah, we'll get to my cool map I made maybe next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Right, let us read some stuff of the donos, if there are any.
Fun combat.
See
That was real fun.
Yeah, it was interesting bringing in some of the airship mechanics. Like, I spent a bit of time
They're a mixture of the Avernus War Machine rules and the sailing ruls from Ghost of
like
Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
With
I like
some of
the-
my own custom rules.
That
I
works.
like how much we have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Because it
consider.
feels real, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
well,
it's cool.
the airship is a very powerful tool, but it is also very
Thank you,
vulnerable.
Sid.
Thank you, Sid.
Thanks, man.
Right, I will just try and rattle through these.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Dragonheart 1907. So who again?
So who again?
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you, man. Mercy.
I didn't get a chance to read that, Sid, but thank you. There we go. Dragonheart 1907. Oh, it's from earlier. Okay, you clear us up until. Is this us now?
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Clear
There
through.
we
There we
There we
go.
go.
Daft Dave 41. Thank you very much. Welcome back, guys. Just how much is needed for the funny man to do the funny thing? Hashtag R. Hopefully enough.
Everyone to click on the.
Click on the
the
NordVPN
links
link.
that I-
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Daft Dave. And Frank the NPC, episode prediction with a quarter hundo. Thank you very much. After trial by shark, the team humbled continues on their path. However, they don't realise that a crew member was cursed during the battle, and now they must fight the mythical werefish, whose only weakness is love. Oh, those wacky sloths.
Part
Greg.
wolf, part fish.
We did have a were shark.
Come on,
I think his
Greg.
predictions aren't very good.
Zelda Zorian. Zelda Zorian, another quarter hundo. Hey guys,
Hey.
much bigger donation today, as you deserve it for the amazing video of Mark gets to buy funny hats game. Mark gets to buy funny hats game. I mean Reigns. I've also had a bad first 2 days at uni, so I feel like I need to fund you guys. You always cheer me up and make me laugh. I'm sorry to hear that, Zelda. I hope it gets
It
better.
will
Yeah,
get better.
it will do.
It will, yeah.
Uni's a funny time. It's scary. Mia Kitty, thank you very much. Hooray! Finally found time to make the stream. Love watching you guys play so much. Thank you very much,
Oh,
Kitty.
God.
Deline Dan. Good evening. Hope you're all well. I got my tattoo. Hope you all like it. That's Diane who got the tattoo of our
Sweet.
signatures and dice.
It was so
Yeah.
cool.
I
What a
s- I
commitment.
saw Mark a lot, but didn't stay long because I got heat stroke. Hope to stay longer next year. Damn. Well, it was a
Damn.
very sunny one. I hope that you recover well,
Whatever.
Dan. Love you all. Thank you very much. Flower578. You guys got me into D&D. Sundays fun days. Dwarf Vengeance Paladin because of Ree. Mark, you inspired me to DM. Well, thank you
Oh,
very
amazing.
much. Flower.
Paladins for the win.
Nightjar with a heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cool.
The Master 13. Hey guys, with the community now in full force creating songs for each of your characters, it's only fair that I ask what sort of stuff you're wanting to see. Keep making the great content, and I hope I'll have some content soon.
Why does this keep happening?
Just more songs for like.
Yeah.
I think we had like Gusthaven songs, we've had Century songs,
There's a
we've
couple
had
in the Reddit at the moment. I think.
couple in the
as well.
Reddit. Yeah,
What,
I
the
think
Noble
just
one earlier?
all of these places. I want to have like a what is this name of this place? Yamalotai. I want to have like a
Yeah,
theme for
Yamalotai
Yamalotai. That'd be
theme.
super cool.
Yamalotai.
And please remember to email your creations to highrollersdnd@gmail.com.
Yes.
For another
fan
fan.
art,
Yeah.
fan art, music, cosplay. We want it all.
I'm just singing
All
a
of
lot
your
of different
sweet, sweet.
places.
Yeah.
Make sure it goes to that email.
There we go. Yogg's Body, thank you very much for a £50, which is converted to $62. Yogg's Body, hey guys, long time no sub. I hope you're all doing well. I'm not up to date, so won't be watching live, but I am loving the Lightfall's Descent, and Owser is quickly becoming my new favourite PC. Love ya. P.S. Mark, are you still at community@yogscast.com? No. I have not been employed by the Yogscast for about 3 years. So sadly not. I think that's Daft now. Pretty much his thing.
This donation just.
Bayfeather, hey Rhiannon, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Thanks,
How are you?
Bayfeather. The Neb,
Don't ask a question, because then I have to donate again.
well,
I mean,
the Neb, watching
They
your
can
roast
reply
live
in
for the
chat.
first time ever. I'm on call, so hopefully the work phone doesn't go off while you're live. Thanks for your awesome gaming. Thank you very much, the Neb. I Dunny Ken, what do you mean, what kind of accent is this? It's an orc accent, I swear. Jamaican me crazy.
wait.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Varys, thank you for the donation. No message. Chloe, 2209. Can't watch live today as I was celebrating my birthday, but I wanted to donate to say thank you. I moved from Brighton to Glasgow for uni and found it difficult to settle in, but watching your VODs has been a great way to remove stress. Thank you very much.
Tough to begin with. You'll
Enjoy.
get there.
Yeah.
Metamanu with that quarter hundo on the ledge. Thanks very much. Do Gasser. I've been catching up on the show with the podcast at work. I was trying to catch up to see a stream, but finished the last after it had already started. I've been inspired to start designing a homebrew monsters and hopefully get back into designing my own campaign. Good luck. Thank you very much, Dugasser. Jerking off to Trot.
They're back.
Yes,
Back
he's
again.
back, boy.
Back at it again.
Trying to catch up on the new campaign now at part 19, Pepe Hands. VOD Goblin life for now. Lots of love to you all. And Trot, since when did you become hotter than Rhiannon? Smiley face. Smiley face.
The rest of us will just sit
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, absolutely. Woody, but in love. What a
Woody!
shell. Crikey, is that a new NPC for Chet to be obsessed with? Wowzers. Don't mind if we diddly do. Can't wait to get a solid lore dumping in episode, so glad I caught up in time to watch this live. Much love to you as always. Bit of lints.
Thank you, Woody.
The Guild at Ravenmore. Aloha, rollers. I'm finally getting settled in enough in my new apartment to help support you guys. Haven't been able to get a D&D game of my own going, but I did DM at Honolulu Comic Con, so that's something. Keep up the good work and roll high. Thanks very much.
Later.
Anja, really enjoyed your Reigns video, by the way. Cool game and hilarious RP. Please do more of that kind of stuff. Thanks very much.
We want to.
Ace of Thorns. Hooray for not praying the shiny new ship first time out of Space Dock. Was having flashbacks to Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, when you got that hull breach. Just remember that Nova isn't quite Scotty yet. Thank you very much, everybody, for all your donations. Thank you, everybody, for all your subs. We love you. Thank you very much. We're going to be over on in the D&D Twitch stream in a moment. Rivals of Waterdeep will just be finishing up, so be nice, be kind. We'll see you there in about 5 to 10-ish minutes. Bye!
See ya!